the audacious Dutchman.
So we got a real slick operation here,
Okay.
and we've been on now for 10 minutes. It's been
Holy shit.
it's been a really good 10 minutes. We've gone over so much, and I didn't click microphone on.
Ah!
Yeah. So yeah. So
Wait. So did that all record? Did people hear that? Can you optimize that in any way? Should we just start again? Let's just start again.
we can start again.
It's funny. We'll start again.
So
Is this the start of the pod?
yeah, why not? Yeah.
Okay.
So we've been going for this is episode 25. Joel Templey.
Yeah.
And we were just talking about the horse
We were
shit
talking about our
on-
favorite racial slurs. What was just go remind me what yours were again?
We were talking about the horse shit on Instagram last night about the old bloody.
Oh yeah. Probably actually it's the false start. We're good. Are we good?
Yeah.
Just checking. Okay.
So we're on there.
Going live to the nation.
Yeah.
Okay. Just.
And we're recording.
But probably it's funny because that was a bit rambly, but we can condense it down. But yeah.
For sure.
Basically, I run that open mic on Fridays and got called out for it not being enough men on the lineup, and I was making the point that it's a sign-up open mic. Anyone can come, and further to that, any lady who's done it can attest to the fact that I make sure that there are women on the lineup. I reach out to get women on the lineup, and any woman who's on the lineup, I kind of get them on early, because that area, Fitzroy Street, St Kilda, at the best of times, it's pretty colourful.
That's true.
Poor choice of words. Pretty.
It's fucking dicey.
It's dicey. There we go. I'm really on edge to be misinterpreted. Colourful. I was like, no, I didn't mean like, you know what I mean. You know what I mean?
Let me put it this way. I'm a boy.
Start the podcast again.
I'm a boy from Baxter, and the last time Baxter's just down the road.
Yeah, I
so
know.
I haven't spent that much time in the city, and I went there last fortnight, and I literally felt unsafe. I was like, this is a bit dicey.
I think we just get away with it because, first impression is we look like, which is not, I assume, necessarily true.
Yes. Yeah.
We could handle ourselves, but we can't.
No.
I'm not trying to besmirch your abilities, but
no, I have no abilities.
Yeah, I often joke that like.
Do I look like someone with abilities?
I don't know. You look
Maybe
like
disabilities.
You look like you like UFC.
No, oh, really? No,
You do.
I've
Oh,
never
wow.
seen one, not once. No,
Wow,
I
that's
can't do.
interesting.
I can't do sport.
You're gonna get a lot of people coming up to you at comedy gigs, going like, hey, how about the fight with Nurmagomedov and McGregor? And how he choked him out and he had to tap out. Oh my God, Rogan.
What's with all comics also doing martial arts? Is that because of Rogan?
I don't know, but I didn't know about him doing martial arts. But I knew like there's a big comedian, the Venn diagram of comedians, especially who are into UFC. It's like real big crossover. Like there's always in the group chats like, "Yo, we're going to the pub, watch the UFC," and it's like that's a completely
Just consistently like pain.
Yeah, yeah. I just never got it. It looks so silly. They're all like.
I don't understand why you'd want to watch someone beat the living fuck. Take life from someone else.
See for me, it's more of an aesthetic thing. Like it's more boxing is a bit more. I can get it, like just the fists, but UFC because it's mixed of everything. It just becomes a bit like how when you're painting and you got all the colors and you mix them all together, it's just this grey goo. Yeah. That's the way I see it. But I'm sure, like, that's like I'm a Formula One fan, so that's like someone telling me, isn't it just cars going round? So
I can't even get into Formula One.
What's that?
I can't even get into Formula One.
Can't get into Formula One. You look like a racing fan.
I love cars.
Oh, okay.
But I hate Formula One.
That's interesting because I'm the opposite. I'm not really a car guy. You know what I mean? Like someone says, "Oh, check out the new whatever." I'm like, "Oh yeah," but then motorsport, Formula One. I'm kind of into in a big way. Yeah. So I don't know. It's a bit weird. I guess yours is more normal, just being into cars, but not necessarily motorsport. Whereas my one being into motorsport,
that is unusual.
Yeah, I'm not like cars, but like my dad, for instance, my dad's a motor engineer, so you'd think, oh well, you'd follow in the footsteps, but I don't mean I probably know a little bit more about cars than I let on, but it's like I don't really give a shit, but yeah.
Where'd you grow up?
Ringwood,
East.
Wait, not Ringwood East.
No, the East.
You're
an Eastie. I've struggled with Easties my entire life.
Why is that? Because you're technically east too.
Southeast.
Okay.
It's a bit different. And I'm not saying you, but everyone from the east I've ever met has a level of entitlement that's just crazy. No, you don't get that? I can't have a conversation. This is fine, but I used to be a salesman, and anytime I'd try and sell anything to someone, and I'd have this awkward conversation, it would come up, oh yeah, we're from Croydon. We're from Lilydale. We're from Ringwood.
That's so funny because Croydon, I'm like, Croydon. You know what I mean? All right, hello. You know, like, geez, you know, get the syringe out of your arm, you piece of shit. You know, so it's interesting.
Is Croydon nice?
Of course it's nice. Look.
Mind you, everywhere's nice.
Everywhere's nice.
Even Frankston's nice.
Frankston's nice. I would joke, my girlfriend's not from around here, so we went down to Frankston for whatever reason, just, you know, because it's actually probably it's probably the closest coast from Ringwood, that Edithvale sort of, you draw a line from Ringwood. So we wound up in Frankston. She's like, and I'm like, oh, Frankston, this is where you... And we're driving around. She's like, this is lovely. This is the best place in the view of the city,
sick.
over the water, sunsets.
Did you come down the hill? Oliver's Hill?
Oh, no, I come from the north.
Oh, yeah, fucking idiot.
No, I'm too...
Yeah.
But that is dope. That's one of the best views in Melbourne.
Absolutely.
It's amazing. It takes your breath away.
Yeah.
So I never
if you
really...
kick the syringes to the side, it's like Monte Carlo.
Leave them there. It's fun. Bit of exercise. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Bit of ultimate hopscotch. You know what I mean? That would be... And, that would be fun. But no, she I'm like... And I come down for the Humdinger gig every so often. So I'm like, this is fine. And the old Franger, like, jokes don't slap anymore. I think it's just gentrified to the hilt.
Yeah.
I mean, even driving here to this, like, fallout shelter, it's like, you know, it's nice. It's just nice.
It is nice.
Where would you say in Melbourne, or we don't have anywhere here where we're like, don't go? There's nowhere. Where would you not go?
There's nowhere dangerous. Maybe Dandenong, but I mean, nah.
I guess we're just two dudes, so we're like, oh, I could go there, but maybe put yourself in the shoes of, like, for instance, my girlfriend comes to Melbourne, and I'm like, oh, where you going? Oh, I'll pick you up. Maybe it's more about times of day. But
yeah.
I don't know, like,
I mean, like, even Brighton has their moments where it's, like, a bit dangerous there.
That said, I think you can find, this might be contrary to contradict what I just said, like, everywhere's nice, but I think, by the same token, no matter what the suburb is, whether it is, even if it's a posh suburb, you can still find the dodgy part.
Absolutely.
Like, I used to run a gig in Port Melbourne, and I'm like, where is it? I want to find the dodgy part of Port Melbourne.
Where is it?
It's just to the north of Bay Street, and there's a skate park. It's still pretty posh.
Yeah. Okay.
For a shit area, for the shit part, it's still real posh.
It's just rich kids selling weed.
Yeah, it's just rich kids, you know, on their skateboards that, you know, perfectly oiled deck.
Yeah.
I'm not a skateboarder, but, you know, they got the newest helmet.
Sure.
You know, they're wearing helmets. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have the joke, like, they're, you know, about Ringwood. I do it on stage there. I'm saying I do it on stage, so you know, when people see this and they're like, oh, he's doing bits on a podcast. I'm clarifying, this is a joke. I do. But, like, you know, they're ripping bongs, but they're nice bongs. You know, they're glass and bought from off your tree, and, you know, Mum puts them through the dishwasher. Like, you know, rinse the bong water before I told you to rinse the bong water before you put it in the dishwasher, Jaden. That kind of, it's getting like that.
Pakenham is not dangerous, but Pakenham's disgusting.
It sounds dangerous
and
disgusting. They Pakenham Macca's.
Yeah.
McDonald's for our international listeners. They have.
Which 85% are of my YouTube. They're in the US.
Oh.
Isn't that interesting? Anyway, McDonald's in Pakenham.
They might be using VPNs.
There's nothing but maybe.
Yeah.
There's nothing better than me shouting out, yeah, international audience, and then we go directly back into Pakenham McDonald's.
It might just be person next door listening to you because he knows you have a podcast, but he's using a VPN because he doesn't want to know.
Yeah.
He doesn't want people to know he's listening to Andy Pater's podcast. Pakenham. Were you about to say something about Pakenham McDonald's?
No.
Oh, okay.
But you were going to say something.
You got to yes and me, Andrew. Yes and Andy Pater. It's in your name. Anyway, but Pakenham McDonald's best play equipment when I was a kid.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Best.
Absolutely.
Maybe foggy, what's it like, childhood amnesia, probably but basically, I think we would go down to like Gippsland to sail. We had friends and family down there, and we come back, and I'm like, can we go to Pakenham Macca's? And I want to go on the equipment. And then one day I remember we're driving back on a Sunday, and my parents are like, Joel, we could go to Pakenham McDonald's, but look at the time, we might not make it back home for Home Improvement in time.
Oh.
Just to show that I'm a 90s kid.
Yep.
It was a choice between a Pakenham McDonald's and Home Improvement.
That's
I was
sensational.
like, I think I was in tears, like, Pakenham McDonald's is so good. I can't remember what I went with, but pretty sure McDonald's won the day.
Yep.
The corporations won the day.
Yep.
And and I missed Home Improvement that week. And that was when, back in the 90s, that was it.
Yeah, you got to wait until the next, like summer. If it's on in winter, you got to wait until the rerun season.
Yes.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing to think? You'd miss an episode or something and go, I just missed that episode. I guess it's like
That's it, it's finished now.
Home
You have to then go on with the narrative without that piece of context.
You just literally, next episode, have to go, what happened last episode?
Yeah.
I remember one week where I was, because they rebooted it, so I am is confusing. I was a big Frasier fan.
Me too.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a bit embarrassing to admit, though, because it's a bit of a... Do you think it's a bit of a single mum show? Oh, no, it's like a middle-aged mum show.
Oh, like the Doctor's Wives? It's a Doctor's Wives show.
Yeah.
Well, my mum and auntie love it.
But it's really funny.
It's
Yeah.
dope.
Absolutely.
Frasier's awesome.
Yeah, I just rewatched it, and I didn't realise it was an offshoot of Cheers.
You
so
didn't?
I went back and watched Cheers, and that was not good.
Cheers, you didn't like Cheers?
I didn't think it was...
I think Cheers hasn't necessarily...
held up.
I mean... I've only seen the odd rerun. The big show from the past that I just watched all the time was MASH.
Oh, yeah.
Which I just, as a kid, it was on at like 5:30 on a primetime TV in the 90s. MASH. I'm watching this 70s sitcom.
I'm triggered by MASH, and I don't know why triggered's a shit
reminds
word.
Reminds you of your time in Korea.
No, there's something about...
You and Dennis Rodman hanging out with Kim Jong-il or whatever.
Coming home after school, and... How old are you?
I'm 36 next month.
Okay, so I'm 10 years younger than you.
Blimey.
And it was coming on as reruns, and it was always on in the house, and I hated school, and we lived in Carrum Downs, and I was just like, fuck, this
Carrum Downs syndrome.
At like 6, I was like, fuck, I need to get out of like MASH, and and I just...
So just kind of, the school life kind of bled into what was on...
You come home and you're doing homework, and
it's funny because the MASH theme is "Suicide is Painless." So,
Jesus,
did you not know that?
No.
That song that nailed it.
Yeah.
We'll come in different octaves, but but like the actual lyrics through early morning fog, and the chorus is suicide is painless.
Yeah, right.
It brings it's insane. Like one of the most successful situational comedies. Just to be clear, sorry to use industry terms. Situational comedies of all time, and the theme music. What's the theme to MASH? That's a nice song. What's the theme to that hilarious show with Hawkeye and Trapper and Colonel Potter? Oh, it's called Suicide is Painless. That's insane. But Frasier, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, you know how there was the whole spoiler alert. Is Daphne and Niles, the whole will they won't they? That was like the Ross and Rachel of Seattle.
Sure.
And basically, you had, it was like building, and it was kind of like a running joke. Like they'll never hook up because it's just funny that David Hyde Pierce is into whatever the lady who plays Daphne, Jane Leaves, I believe is the actress's name. Shout out. But basically, I'm operating on 2 coffees in very quick succession right now, as you can probably tell. But basically, for some reason I must have fucking training sport, whatever sport I was doing, and then and I missed, because back then you're like, I can't make that episode. Oh well, what are you gonna do? I'll pick up. Oh
fuck, I know where you're going with
this.
You missed it.
I missed the moment where Frasier is drugged up by Daphne. He's got like back problems, and she's giving him a massage, and he blurts out that Niles loves her. I missed the episode where she's like, what the fuck? And like, that's a huge, for any Frasier fans, that's a huge moment in that show. It's like, There's no going. That's the event horizon of that show, and it becomes like she knows that she loves him, which is like for the last 4 or 5 seasons of that show. You know, they eventually hook up and marry and have a kid. I missed that.
And it's just that's it.
Well, I mean,
because this is pre.
Well, I think we were entering into DVD box set era, so then I'm like, you can watch the. But I missed.
But you had to wait.
Yeah, exactly. So that moment, it's like it's like missing a. You don't watch a football match that was really important. They tell you to score, and you watch it again, and you try to, and it's like it's not the same. I need the pain and to get the pleasure. Yeah.
No, I get it.
That was traumatic, and I've never been the same man since. That was like
Is that what got you into comedy?
That moment.
Yeah,
that rage, the rage that just emanated from that moment of missing Daphne find out that Niles loved her.
What did get you into comedy?
I was actually. That's a good question. I don't know, like, probably, ultimately, going. There's an argument to be made that I'm still in the.
Have you seen Sam Morril answer that question?
What did he say?
Because
whatever he said, basically same.
So he went on morning television.
Oh, his dad touched. Yeah, his
dad molested him.
He was a pretty funny guy.
And he caught the bug.
Oh, damn. Yeah, I just listened to. That was on. He was on. I think he was on Rogan recently.
On Rogan,
yeah,
and that's where I found out about it. And then I saw the montage of someone's cut it all together,
best.
and it's so funny. And the human trafficking thing.
I love. Yeah. And what are you talking about? Human trafficking?
Yeah.
I love the one where he just does the joke for them. They're like, "Tell us a joke," and he's like, "Well, the one about I won't do it because I won't do it justice."
Sure.
But it's like how he the woman, the trans lady said. Got angry with him. Well, now I know you're a woman because you're angry at me, and I don't know why. and the host of the show, the lady, was just like, "Yeah, okay." That was awesome.
Oh,
I think that's
that.
when I first came across him. That clip. I was
yeah.
like, "Who the hell's this dude?" He just came up on Instagram Reels, and then now I'm like, I love Sam Morril. I saw him live last year. What was it this year?
Anyway,
whatever.
I fucked your profound moment. I'm like asking you comic book one question, and just as you're about to get into the meat and potatoes of answering it, I go,
meat and potatoes, I need to get sexual. Jeez.
Anyway.
Okay, but basically, I think in terms of actually, I was just clarifying that I actually heard a good quote about that Seinfeld said, is that your comedy, the length of time you've been doing comedy is your comedy age, so like, I'm a 5 or 6 year old, like barely, like just started primary school in my comedy. So I'm still getting in a way, like getting into comedy. So like I just say that because it's the whole, how'd you get into comedy? Like I'm some professional bullshit thing. It's like, come on.
It's also a pretty armchair question, isn't it?
Yeah, I really need to like have like a.
No. It's a shit question.
Oh,
for
it's
me.
a shit question.
Like it's a pretty basic. Like I asked ChatGPT, how do you interview a comedian?
How to podcast? Yeah.
No. But it's a relevant question. Like, how long were you thinking about it?
Yeah. I thought you meant when you said armchair. I thought you meant I should be in an armchair with a whiskey and a cigar, like comedy, the sport of kings, or something like that. No. I think the seeds were planted. It's such a cliche answer. It's like.
That's fine.
But it's like I watched Seinfeld, 90s kid. Yeah. Who's this guy with the suit? And they're laughing at him. That's cool. Watching the comedy festival gala would come on Channel 10 or whatever in the late 90s and 2000s, and I was sort of entering that age where you can stay up and watch this. I used to think that was the festival. I used to think, isn't it nice? All these comedians have come to Melbourne to do 4 minutes on this television show, and then they'll just go home. That's crazy. But that too, and. Like seeing that, and they're probably like, they're making people laugh. But in terms of actually going onto the stage, I reckon I sort of thought that could be something I could do probably about 10 years ago. But I then was in the wrong. I was kind of out of the country, and then I went to some. I went to some open mic. I remember this. I went to an open mic comedy show just to watch. I was one of those weirdos who went just to watch as a punter. And in Moscow, I was living in Russia. This was 2017. And I went and I thought, I had that moment of like, I could definitely do this. And yeah, I think, and then I was in China in 2018, and then I was a bit directionless because I was just like, I was 30, I was teaching English. It was just such a slam dunk of a job, like no thought. sorry to all the kids I taught, but it was like I was just like, yeah, A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, cat, giraffe, all that shit. And there was a small comedy scene in the city I was living in, and at just one show I rocked up, and I thought, could I get on? And I had rehearsed something, and he let me on, and it was a great gig, and that was it really. So it was sort of a process like that, but yeah, just a classic. That's just a long-winded way of the classic sort of, oh yeah, I could do that, huh?
Yeah.
And then you just keep doing it because you got nothing better to do. This is probably the only thing I'm good at, and I'm not even that good at it.
And are you teaching English still?
Which is very sad.
You said you're a teacher as well.
Oh, yeah. I was actually talking about that yesterday with a guy, like, people ask you what you do, and it's like, well, if I'm applying for a visa, I still write teacher in the occupation part. Yeah. Oh, sorry about that.
No, you're fine.
I got to keep an eye on that, because, yeah, we're good. But basically, yeah, I'm an English teacher. I teach, that's why I was in China, that's why I was in Russia. I was teaching English to them, basically. So, yeah, that's interesting. I still do it a little bit online, Zoom lessons.
Yeah,
so,
okay.
Yeah.
How long did you stall? Meaning, so did you think about it for a long, long, long time and go, fuck, I should do it, and you did one open mic and then put it off, or were you just like it popped into your head, you did it, and then you were just going up 6 times a week?
Yeah, so that's a good question, because I think it was, again, it was like wrong place, right time, so you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So I was like, if I was in Melbourne in 2014 or 15, I reckon I would have started doing it here then. I mean, I can't say for sure, but I reckon that would have happened. But then I was in China, in Beijing. I didn't even know, I didn't know that was a possibility there. There was a scene in Beijing. There was. Yeah, apparently. But I eventually in 2018 or 2019, there was an open mic I went to.
Would you have done it in Mandarin?
No, I would have English to basically expats.
I was going to say,
English
expats,
tourists and people working and living there. And so did I think about? So I did it. That one gig I did in Chengdu. At the first chance I could do it, I did it.
Okay.
Oh, not quite. In Moscow, I probably could have jumped up, but I didn't do it. I was really busy in Moscow, working, trying to pay the ridiculous rents that we were being charged. But then in China, I'm like, oh, you know what? I tried doing a little music, and I was just like, what am I doing? Just covers? I want to do my own thing. I want to create something. I don't just want to do Beatles covers. There's comedy. Let's do comedy. I think I'm funny. And, yeah. And then from that, I did it. It went well. Because what happened was there was a guy, Zoltan from Dude, Where's My Car?
Yeah, I just watched that movie for the first time 2 weeks ago.
I haven't seen it in ages, but the guy who plays Zoltan, the cult leader.
Yeah.
His name is Hal Sparks, I believe.
Okay.
He's an American stand-up comedian.
Yeah.
He was on the lineup that night. I don't think he's he's massive, but he
big enough to get on a movie though.
Yeah, to have a minor role in Dude, Where's My Car? I mean, the guy's got to have something going for him. And but basically, he was in China doing, I think, his own sort of self-funded tour of China. But he had a camera crew with him. He was documenting, like, I'm doing stand-up comedy in China, and he was there that night with his camera crew. There were lots of people, like probably 40 people at this gig. Like, it was a dream gig to start. And I got up there and had this really rehearsed thing, really rigid. If I could find the audio now, I'd cringe and just curl into a ball and cry. And but they laughed. They thought it was good. I did the whole lower your expectations thing, which is cheating. Like, first time, like, no, just get up and bomb. But but who knows, if I'd bombed that gig, maybe I'd be like, I'm never doing that again.
Yeah.
But
so you did well?
Yeah, and it did really well. And I was like, oh, that was so much fun. And there not too many gigs at that point in Chengdu. That was the city I was living in China. It's like in the southwest. Oh, actually, that's interesting because like Chinese people say it's in the center because they include Tibet. So if I go like southwest, and like is Chengdu in the southwest? No, it's the middle of China. Because then there's that whole other bit we own now. Yep. I guess if they take Taiwan, it'll be west again because then they'll have spread their territory. Yeah, I didn't mean to get political, guys. I'm sorry. No, I kept doing it. I didn't stop, but I did stop because there just weren't that many opportunities in that city.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but we actually in 2019, a mate of mine, Tim Bigelow, who was also an English guy, He's in London now, doing comedy, and we kind of started like a weekly, fortnightly thing the next year. So we kind of, because it used to be some Irish, no, not some Irish dude, Rob Bryan, great Irish comedian, but lives in Chengdu, who basically he'd put on a gig when a big name came through, we'd have a show.
Yep.
It was really dependent on like, a touring comedian coming through. We need some support acts. Let's do it. Maybe once every couple of months. But then we decided, no, we want to do a regular one. We've got a few guys here who are consider themselves we're comedians. So yeah, that's how that started. Did that answer the question that you asked me 3 hours ago at all? Yeah. I feel like you're just staring at me talking there going like, what the fuck? How much meth did this cunt have on the way down here? Joel, I wanted you to fit into Frankston, the greater Frankston area, but you didn't have to take as much meth as you... I'm so not a drug person other than like weed and maybe coke back in the day, but like, does meth amp you up, or meth amps you up? All the jokes.
I don't know. I have never done drugs ever.
Ever. But you're Dutch.
Yeah, I know, right? The closest I've ever got was when I was 17. I did a nang. Do you know what a nang is?
Yeah. My girlfriend, she worked at a pharmacy in Pran.
Yep.
And she took a photo one morning and she said, "There's bullets on the ground." I'm like, "Those are nangs."
Yeah.
I'm like, "That's adorable."
Yeah.
Yeah. How was that?
It was interesting. So my parents are they are very straight edged, very disciplinary people. So I was thinking about this the other day. I didn't really ever step out of line as a kid because I was terrified that my parents would fucking kill me. Even later in life. So even 18, so for me to do that, and it was because I went to a friend's house and there was a girl there that I was interested in, and I thought that if I do the nang, then it didn't work out that way though. Not at all. Anyway, I did the nang and I had one laugh, and I literally pictured my mother's fucking head, just her angry head, and I snapped out of it immediately.
Damn.
I know, right?
Yeah, I had that.
Tragic.
I think that's me with like if I had a drug of choice, probably alcohol. But it was like when I have had weed, I've always been like, I've had some good times, but also I've often had it and I've just sort of, how was it? Oh, I just sat in the chair really still, waiting for it to go away. I'm like, I mean, I've had some good times too, you know, watching like Animal Planet Earth, like watching like, holy shit, that whale's huge. But then other times I'm like, just like, all right, I'm just gonna sit still for a while. This is fun. This is a lot of fun. Sometimes a lot of those kind of moments, but I don't recommend cocaine though. That's that
one scares me a lot. I've considered pot, because it's not supposed to be addictive, but cocaine, that one scares the fuck out of me.
Very expensive. If you're in Central America, you have to try it though. It's like, it's cultural.
Okay.
You gotta, you gotta try the coffee, the rum, and the coke.
Yeah. Okay.
And have a cigar. You gotta do it if you're over there. It's stupid. You can't afford not to. It's so cheap.
I'm worried because I already have an issue with alcohol. That's why I haven't touched any of this stuff.
There you go.
Because I don't really have an off switch with it.
Oh yeah. So do you get the shakes if you don't drink?
No. Nothing like that. But like, I'll have one beer, and literally the thing that pops into my head is like, this tastes like 10.
Oh, really?
Straight
Oh,
away.
yeah,
I'm
you're
like,
a cheap
fucking
drunk.
Let's go.
Oh, no, I get it.
No. This one beer tastes like 10 more.
Oh, yeah. Like, yeah, I get it.
And I just fucking conquer them.
Just tie one on. I get it. Yeah. I had that. I probably arguably still have a little bit of that where I could not drink easily. As long as, you know, so if there's no beer around, I'll probably, you know, but if we're out on a Saturday night, maybe not now because I drive everywhere. It's just
that makes it hard.
Yeah, and so, but I would do that too. I'd go like weeks without it, and then you'd go to a party and you'd be like, wake up the next day like, what the fuck happened? Yeah. You're alcoholic in. That's probably some sort of variation of alcohol. Binge drinking. It's like But it's interesting because I could go weeks without it. I just Joel, you should have seen him on Saturday night. He must be there on a Wednesday morning, like shaking from no booze. I'm like, nah, I couldn't. It's just, yeah.
I'm the same. I will go through patches where I'm like, nah, I had a big New Year's, and I decided I wasn't going to drink for the whole year. And it lasted till about mid-February. Which
Well,
I
that's
think's pretty
good. Usually
6 weeks.
lasts until mid-afternoon, that
correct.
mentality. Have you ever had that where you just have you absolutely get hammered, you wake up hungover, and you have the whole, oh, I'm going to change my life. Look at me, this is terrible. And then by like 3 p.m., you're like, yeah.
Pretty fucking thirsty now.
I could have another. And then you just like, 2 big nights in a row, one cancels out the other. So it'd be silly not to drink.
Yeah.
Hair of the dog. How about fucking tail of the dog? Get all up in that dog. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but nah, booze is great. When you said you had an esky, maybe I am alcoholic. When you said you had an esky, and you said it's the premise esky, I was like, really?
Well, there's beer. You can have beer. It's 10:30.
Is it?
Yeah, it'd be 10:30. It's 11 o'clock.
Oh, give me a fucking beer. What are we doing?
I'll get a beer. While I do that, I've got a question here.
Yeah. Do you want me to answer the question as you get the beer? Hecklers?
Yeah, have you ever had any issues with hecklers?
No. I feel like that's a loaded question because you've like, you know. Oh, really? You don't know. Well, I just want to say that the crowd is always right, and you know, if they're not laughing, the joke's just not funny enough. It's not because they're being a twat. You know, a lot of people think like, hey, the audience. Thank you. The audience is just not up for it tonight. No, I disagree. I think if you're not getting a laugh, it's not because the audience are a bunch of grumpy idiots who don't understand the art form. It's because you're just not funny enough. Whoa, sorry, whoa, where am I? What the hell happened? Whoa, oh, shit. No, hecklers, hate them, but seriously, you know, what do you mean, like, do I welcome them, or?
No, I'm
the guy who wipes down the can. I'm a cunt, sorry.
What, why?
Hello. Good time to interrupt me just as I drop the C-bomb and talk about what...
Right. You alright? What's up? No, you're all good. Don't stress, mate. It only takes 2 hours to cook. You're all good. You're all good, mate. Don't stress.
Daddy and I are making a podcast. There's a kid. Oh, dear. My ankle bracelet's buzzing. Alright, hey! I'm doing material. No, that's cool. Sorry, we were just talking about what a girl I am for.
Yeah, why are you wiping down the can?
I saw a video where you know, people. I'm a germaphobe.
Okay.
It's not you.
Okay.
It is, but like, it's more because I just saw like, you know, they have it in the factory and.
Yeah, sure.
You're just alphaing me right now. Like, yeah, whatever, bro.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
I just wanted to own it because then you'd be like, on the pod seeing like, the fuck is he doing with the tissue? But I'm just openly saying I wiped the top.
I used to be a bit germophobic, but now I'm a gardener.
Oh, hence the name of the pod. Oh no, I thought you were called a Dutch gardener.
Dutch gardener. No.
Okay, sorry.
No, you're right. No, I'm a gardener, so I literally am just in dirt and.
Oh, okay, but that's a different.
It is a different kind of dirt.
Yeah.
But. You just stuff happens, like you drop your food on the ground and you go, well,
I see.
Now I have to eat it because I'm hungry.
Yeah, I think a lot of people put it down to the pandemic, that you're a bit, but I'm like, no, I think it was working in China with kids, and kids are just like, I mean, is that your kid? Yeah.
Hopefully.
Okay. Jesus, that pause was so fucking scary. I'm like, what the hell? Do I need to like? Damn it, man. Yes. Even if it wasn't, just go, yeah.
Yeah.
That's my kid. Anyway. But basically, kids are like, they're, you know, the kids in, the most common thing I said working in, we'll get back to hecklers in a sec, but the most common thing I'd say in China in class was, 洗手, which was wash it, 洗手嘛. They'd come back into class after going to the bathroom and run in, these little 6-year-old, you know, buckets of germs, like little walk-in germ factories, and I'd be, 洗手嘛, like, have you washed your hands? And they'd be like, thought I could get away with it. And I don't know if that's all kids are like that.
That'd fuck with you, I reckon.
Yeah, because I was like, ugh, and they're all greasy and gross, and they're all, and I'm
I can't use public bathroom soap dispensers anymore because I walked into the
boys' toilets.
It will. I walked into the boys' toilets at school, and there was 2 guys standing there fucking pissing into it.
Oh, holy shit!
So, that's incorrect. I painted a poor picture. That's like chick, chick, boom, chick.
Wow, what a reference.
One was pissing and one was... I went pissing, which makes it sound like I'm lying because she went chick, chick, boom. Anyway.
Okay.
One was pissing in and one was keeping watch.
Okay.
And I walked in and I was like, I'm never using soap ever again.
Wow. That's pretty extreme.
Yeah.
That's not...
It's disgusting.
Maybe my imagination isn't kind of up to... It's still early-ish on a Sunday.
It was one of those big metal troughs.
Yeah.
He was standing on, like, you know, the floating metal troughs in, like, every school. The
Yeah.
big, long ones. He was, like, standing on it, and he had his, like, dick. He had his sword in it.
His sword.
His sword in it.
His little saber.
And he was pissing in, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm out. That's the end of soap for me.
So his dick was, like, almost 2D. It was a sword. Like, just
Yep.
real thin. Imagine that.
So I
We gotta riff on that. Would you want your sword to be like that or that? What would be probably that? Oh wait, no, that. She wouldn't feel anything. Just be.
She doesn't
Is it in
anyway.
yet? It's like.
She doesn't anyway.
Okay, I'd maybe want it like that, but I'd like a little bit of like you know, like a sword. You know, you want it sort of meat at the top a little bit there,
Yeah.
but oh, yeah. Good riff. Anyway, Dick Sword sounds like a porn star.
I heard someone refer to their dick this week as a sword with an apple on the end.
Sword with an apple on the end. Because?
Because of the knob.
Ah, okay. Yeah, fair enough. Must be.
Yeah. I thought sword was funny. That's why I just said sword.
Like,
But the words...
I mean,
yeah.
look, it's not. It doesn't. Jeez, I mean,
You might want to go to the doctor if
how's
that's the
that?
proportions.
They must
as
have
well.
really done a number on you when they snipped it off.
Yeah,
'Cause
fuck.
fucking hell, like.
Oi, fucking... I've got a Jewish girl that works for me.
Finally, we're getting into it. All
And
right.
we were talking about what the moil actually does.
Yeah.
So he snips and then he sucks the blood.
Yeah.
That's
fucked up. But
it is, isn't it?
hey, you know.
Still though.
It's called
like
a-
still.
It's called a bris. I believe all my moil bris knowledge is from Seinfeld.
Okay.
You know, you had the
I don't know about bris. Yeah.
All right. No, they had the shaky moil. You couldn't quite.
Oh dear.
And then anyway. What were we talking about?
Heckling. So,
Sorry, I didn't
so
mean
I
to-
was getting a beer and I thought I'd leave it open ended.
Yeah.
But
No,
my question was actually there's 2 parts to it. What was your first heckle? How'd you feel? And what was it your worst? And what has your worst heckle been?
Well, the worst one, I got a story lined up for that. I mean, that was in.
That's good because you're on a podcast.
Yeah, that's good. I came armed with. I need to be standing like over a fireplace, staring into the fire, like taking a sip of alcohol, just like
No.
Williamstown, 2021, and yeah, some people probably, if they're listening, notice. But yeah, so I went to a gig in Williamstown, and this is the worst heckle because of what eventually happened after, but it wasn't that bad stuff. I was just bombing. You know, it was an ambush gig. No one in the crowd wanted to see comedy. They were just told there was a comedy show on, and I was still at the point where I cared. Like, you know, I was still going through that. I'm going to be the, you know, everyone's bombing. I'm going to be the one who fucking crushes this one. And obviously that's stupid. Just go up there and bomb like a man. And then I started doing it. A woman started interrupting, and I was like, I did the whole like, you know, hey, come on, this isn't the Q&A, you know, like, hey, you know, calm down, mum, you know, that kind of stupid shit, like, and I actually probably got a titter of laughter. She kept saying stuff. I can't remember even the joke, but she was trying to riff on it, you know, the whole "I'm helping you" kind of thing, because everyone was bombing. They get it in their head like, no, we will help you. This is like your special you're filming. You know, they don't understand that we don't, as much as we do care, you know, on the drive home, but really in the grand scheme of things, we're like, that was just irritating.
Yeah.
This is a step towards something else. This isn't our be-all and end-all. Us bombing here is just, it hurts, but we're like, whatever, just shut up and listen. And eventually what I said was, because she was but this was 2021, Karen mania was in full swing. So it was like everyone was getting Karen, okay boomered. I was guilty of it. it was a thing we said. It kind of got old pretty quickly. I think because we realized the Karens actually do a lot of good work. They kind of do the shit that we don't have the balls to do. Let's be honest. Like, we're at a cafe watching a Karen go at, like, tear a barista to shit, and you're like, this is so sad what she's doing, and then you like take a sip and you're like,
She fucking deserved it.
This is lukewarm at best. Like, I could just scold this cafe latte. Like, what are you doing? You know, focus more on making my coffee and less on your La Trobe University sociology degree. Anyway. But then I said to her, because she was a boomer-looking lady, I said to her, listen, you look like someone used a face-app to combine everything wrong with the country. You know what I mean? Like whatever, you know, like you look like the amalgamation of every. I didn't say this part, but like the idea is you look like an amalgamation of every Karen in the world, and then I thought that was the end. And they quietened down, and then so I finished whatever the fuck I was saying, and then walked off, sat with the other comedians, and then I'm not gonna name names, but the MC got up, started going, all right, thank you everyone, that was Joel Templey, and he started doing a bit to bring the next act on, and then I'm just sitting there, the other comedians going, another tour of duty complete, and then I get hit, you crossed the line, cunt, and I look up, and it's like this big fucking fat Santa Claus sailor looking wharfie. This was Williamstown. Is
this the bird or?
No, this. No, she was actually. I was. This is the next part of the story. Is it's like, well, okay, we'll get to that because this was her husband saying, I think I've still got the audio for this.
Yeah, right.
Like, you crossed the line, cunt. You crossed the line, and he's standing right over me. This is as like from not much, probably from the tree outside. It's hard for, probably. Oh yeah, where the garage door is there. That's basically
3 meters.
Yeah, thanks.
4 meters?
Everything I'm pointing at is off camera. 4 meters away, the MC's still doing the show, and this guy's just so everyone's like, "Fuck the show."
So
What's
it's
going
intimate.
On? You're very intimate.
Yeah.
And then I'm like looking at him, and he's like, "You crossed the line, cunt. You crossed the line with my wife over there. You better, he's." Bleh. And what I should have just done was like either gone, which I've done now since to others. I've just gone, yeah, whatever, and just looked at my phone and let them waste their energy. It's kind of funny doing that. It is funny. Like it's not as exciting, but it's fun to just be like, yeah, cool, and ignore them because they don't know what to do. But that or
That'd fuck with the wrong person though.
I got another story kind of about that. But basically, or you go like, hey man, look, let's just talk. Like I probably could have just said, look, man, I didn't say ugly. Cause, spoiler alert, that's what they thought I'd meant. They thought by that whole everything wrong combined, they took it as looks. I didn't mean that. I meant, no, I meant vibe. Like, come on, it's 2021. Don't be a Karen. You're freaking 55, 60-year-old woman interrupting the show. Shut the fuck up. That was the joke. Like, and also, to your point about the looks, she looked great. She was a normal looking, not that it matters, but she was a normal looking upper middle aged.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like a socio-demographic upper middle, like a house. Like, this is an upper middle aged. Anyway. Yeah, but she looked fine. There was nothing. What do you? I should have told him. Like, what do you mean? I didn't. Of course I did. She looks great. He on the other hand, looked rough as guts. But yeah, he stood over me, and I didn't. Well, I did one thing wrong and one thing right. One thing wrong was I bit back, and I was just like, I think I said, we just got into a exchange of words while the show was going on. That was the biggest mistake.
Great.
And then and the guy hosting is like a sort of pro comic who, we'll talk about that in a sec, but basically he's like, what the hell's going on? And I'm like mouthing off with this guy, and then he, I think I said, his wife came around and she was telling me, like, don't get him started. You know what I mean? Like, don't get him started. Like,
yeah, right.
Giving me advice, but sort of, like, don't get him started. And I'm like, I'm only talking to him because I'm stuck in his orbit.
Yeah.
Because he looked like a bag of shit. He's a guy, so I can talk about his looks. It's fine. But basically, and it just went on. There's no point. Like, it just went on, and I'm like trolling them because they're like, I'm trying to leave, and she's still going at me like, you called me ugly. I didn't call you ugly, and then you're an idiot, but I didn't call you ugly. And we're out on the street on in Williamstown, the main street in Williamstown, and I'm like, and he's sort of like early 60s, and he's clear, like he's not very agile. If he could get within me, within striking distance, he could clean me up, but I got the legs, you know what I mean? And I'm just like running rings. I'm just like, we're on the street, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna fuck you up, man. And I'm just like doing like a little dance around him because he's like, he can't chase me. But the funny thing was the room runner, who was kind of on my side, and another comedian, and my mate who had come down to watch the show. He's like, you're doing comedy in Williamstown. It's a nightmare scenario, isn't it?
Sure.
I'm coming down to Williamstown. I'll watch you perform. And he's just there staring at me. I'm like laughing as I watch the guy who I'm making fun of.
Yeah.
And then I'm like getting a kick out of this. And then I'm also like out of the corner of my eye watching my mate who's like, have you seen Happy Gilmore with Lee Trevino? He's like, that's my mate who for years he's just like, Joel, you're like 28 years old. What are you older? No, wait, way older than that. 30. You're like 34 years old. This is so sad. Yeah. So it was a real bittersweet moment. But anyway, I got out of there, and I think that was and then I messaged the guy emceeing, like saying, sorry about that. Thinking I'd get like the whole.
He'd be like, nah, don't worry, mate.
Yeah, I thought he'd be like, mate, that was hilarious. What the hell? Okay. But no, I got like a long message back. I'm like, mate, look, I will say this. That MC wasn't in the room when it happened.
Okay.
So he came back, and there was chaos.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like, and the lady was like, oh my god, and it was like, what's wrong? It's like, oh, he called me ugly, so he only heard her side of it. Whereas no, she completely misinterpreted what I said. But like, he sort of, and it was cool. He's just like, dude, you just gotta rein it in there a little bit, man. Like, that wasn't, she seemed a little upset. That wasn't great. And I'm like, yeah, whatever, you know, I didn't want to go, you weren't there, man. I was just like, hey, yeah. Because, he was right, but for the wrong reason. Not like you shouldn't say that shit to her. Just like what the criticism was fair was like, you could have just been passive and just gone, okay, okay.
Diffuse rather than...
You could diffuse it and also be a dick at the same time. You can just... I've done that since at other gigs where I'm just like... Some guys like... Because there was one... you want to hear another one?
Yeah.
I don't know, I can't...
No.
But basically at, Itty Bitty in St Kilda, yeah, so we were copying heckles from this drunk table, and everyone was copying it. I get up there, and I had a line ready. There was a really drunk lady, and there was a guy in the front row, and he was doing he's from the subcontinent. I don't know specifically where. But then the Cricket World Cup final just happened, and I was like, "Hey man, you watch the final?" Try to get a vibe, like maybe like that, and then a bit racist of me for assuming a possibly Indian man would automatically like cricket, isn't it?
Sure.
Jeez, I'm leaving. Podcast over. Cancel me. But basically, then the woman, she started singing, "I don't like cricket," but I don't like cricket. What 10cc?
I love it.
Yeah, it's called
Dreadlock Holiday.
Dreadlock Holiday. There we go. Dreadlock Holiday by whatever the band 10cc I think is. Anyway, whatever.
Not sure who.
I'm sure they're doing fine work. I believe it was Korn. Pretty sure Korn did that song.
Okay.
Yeah, that was Dreadlock Holiday by Korn. But she sang it when I brought up cricket, and she sang it in an Indian accent. She was like, "I don't like cricket,"
oh, wow.
And I was like, "Lady, leave that to me."
Yeah.
Seriously. No, but like I was like, "Whoa, lady, what is that?" I looked at the guy, and he was sort of. I didn't think he didn't give a shit, but like, but I was like, "Whoa!" And we got into a whole thing, and I said, "Lady, I'm gonna tell you this one thing. You're very attractive. You're not attractive enough to be this annoying." And that was my line to shut him up. Which was a good line. I got some laughs. I recorded it. I put it up as a reel. Every time Itty Bitty Comedy's on, I share it to promote the show. But, basically, the price you pay for that engagement is... They're not like, oh, well, we better shut up now. They're like, no, we are. Oh, now we're up for it. And then they were like... I was actually doing semi-alright with that room, like with what we had. And they were still shit. And so the crowd was... They weren't on anyone's side, the rest of the crowd, but put a gun to their head, they were on my side and wanting them to shut up. And they wouldn't. And at the end of my set, I forget about being clever. I was just like, thank you everyone for having me. Fuck you. Fuck all of yous. And everything I could think of. Hope you get hit by a tram. Hope everything, you name it, I
Your
said
mum.
it. No slurs,
Yeah.
nothing like that. But I just was like, hope you go to the doctor and you find out that you
Jeez.
caught this and everything I could think of because they
You
were
went
being
hard.
They were. I got hard from how hard I went.
Sure.
I was loving it. And anyway, I did that. I walked off, and it's a very narrow, small space. And as I did, one of the guys on the table, I just gave him what I call a dry willy. So basically, it was a wet willy without the moisture. So I just put my finger in his ear. Yeah.
Jeez.
And he didn't like that.
I bet he didn't.
No, he didn't. But I was like, the funny thing. Well, I don't know. If I'd given him a wet willy, I'd probably be dead. When you think about it, that's pretty. I did him a favor, just a dry willy. Dry willy's better than a wet willy.
I'm trying to think. How do I like my willies? For me, I don't think it would have changed it.
Yeah, oh no, it would have probably, it's like...
But you're right, it is more disrespectful to put saliva into an ear than just a finger.
It's kind of like,
Yeah.
if Franz Ferdinand didn't get assassinated, I reckon World War I still would have happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like that.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah,
dry
yeah,
willy, wet willy.
Yeah.
I think we still would have gone to war.
Yeah. So what happened?
Well, the funny thing, this brings me to the point of, responding with a bit of passivity and letting them just, look like idiots. They were all hammered. The guy who I dry willied, he was suddenly he was all honorable and shit. He was like, oh, you're not good. Let's take this outside. Like men. He said that like men. Like it was an episode of Deadwood. Like men.
Sure.
Let's come on, Wild Bill Hickok. Let's sort this out like men. Kind of. I was like, what you've just been at a free comedy show heckling no-name comedians all night, going, boo, get off the stage. Now let's settle this like men. And then I guess it was the dad. He was the guy who was like Joe Pesci in Home Alone, where he doesn't swear but he's angry and he's like, fuck you. Yeah, he was doing that. He was so incoherently angry with me. He was like, what the fuck? And we went out. The manager of the bar, he was just like a guy. He was like, Joel, just go outside, please. We can't have.
Just go outside. That was his advice.
Yeah, because he was like, we can't. If something happens,
you could end up dead.
That's the risk you take doing comedy.
Fuck.
That's how committed I am to the art form. But basically, I went outside and I remembered. So I'm just sitting on their outdoor tables as the dad of the group just absolutely just hammers me like here's my head and he's just, you motherfucker, shit motherfucker, and I'm just on my phone going, okay, alrighty, I've got, yeah, it's this the classic let them wear themselves out.
Yeah,
but it
sure.
was funny. It was funnier than me giving it back because I was like, okay, brother, because all anyone else is seeing is some crazy middle-aged man on over the top of me going, you're fucking it was just, yeah, and then they got tired and then apparently the manager next week told me they left a review, a really long review and a video of it, and I could never find it. I wanted to find it and put it up.
They had a video of it.
The people who were the victims,
okay.
they took a video of it and put it up. I was looking at Google review, Facebook. I couldn't find it. They must have taken it down.
Yep.
Probably the bar took it down because they're like, this doesn't look great. Even if you get into the no one gets into the details. It's like no one's gonna let's find out what really happened. They'll just see 4 or 5 angry customers at this bar. Well, let's not go to the bar. So the bar probably told Google to get rid of it. But fuck, it would have been good content.
I reckon.
That's what I was... Do you ever have that? You think this is a fucked up situation, but boy, if I get out of it, it's going to be a fun story.
Yes.
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 Like the time you took Nangs.
Yeah, no. It's always car-related with me. Oh, that's a good fucking shot.
Your parents aren't going to listen to this, I don't think.
No, they definitely will.
They will?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
My mum listened to the podcast I did with Pradeepa Timmermans where I talk quite openly about doing cocaine. So
okay.
That ship sailed.
Yeah.
And then I went to the Middle East with my parents to Dubai. I really am from Ringwood, and I'm doing shisha in front of them, so they're like, he seems to know his way around this machinery.
Sure.
My mum's like, oh yeah, oh yeah, you really know your flavors, Joel. Yeah. Have you ever been a shisha guy?
No. So I've never tried it. Tell me about it.
It probably fucks you up pretty bad.
Okay, that's alright.
Lung wise, but it's good fun. When I went through Southeast Asia in 2014, I was just I'd drop the bags, check in, and just be like, where's the shisha lounge? I just chill out at shisha lounge.
In the lobby.
If there was one in the lobby, I probably wouldn't have left the hotel. It was fucking dope.
No, fucking you walk in the lobby and just drop the bags and just, where's the shisha?
Yeah, just hand me.
Yeah.
I'm like, where's my? In like your booking.com, and you put any request, like just put shisha.
Shisha, please.
Shisha? Question mark? And I'll be like, okay.
Yeah.
Nah.
What is it?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know how it works, but it's
Is
just.
it tobacco or is it drugs or?
Oh no, it's not. Nothing.
I
there's
said
no
drugs like I
Yeah,
went to
I
fucking
hate-
one of those prep to 12 schools.
Don't you hate like you went to Rudolf Steiner or something?
Mhm.
I don't know.
Mm.
Fergus Neal went to Rudolf Steiner. He seems. Actually, that explains a lot about. I'm kidding. I love Ferg. I love Ferg. He wouldn't be the man he is today without Rudolf Steiner days. I don't know. Are Rudolf Steiner kids like loose, or are they like?
I don't know what Rudolf Steiner is.
It's like one of
Is that
those.
a primary school?
Well, it's like Ferg jokes
12?
about it on stage. It's like those primary schools where you get like a giraffe instead of an A. You know, like they grade you in terms of like, you know.
I've never heard of this.
Yeah, Rudolf Steiner. It's like an alternative school. Like Ferg has a great joke about it where he didn't know how to do times tables, but he could sing the national anthem in Chinese. You know, it was just like I butchered it.
That's fucking ridiculous.
But it's like one of those. I remember a kid in grade 6. Now, come to think of it, it was quite a cruel thing. But for some reason, we went through a phase where, when we called the roll in grade 6 or grade 5, the teachers would ask us which high school we're going to. I don't know if it was for some admin thing. It was probably
Okay.
some, like maybe they were some admin shit. I don't know why, but they'd do that. It'd be like, Andy Pater, you say here, and which high school?
Uh-huh.
And we would all say out in our area, we'd be
Frankston High.
like, yeah,
Yeah.
in Ringwood it would be you going to Norwood, or if you were rich, you go to, or slightly richer, you go to Ringwood, and if you were proper rich, you'd probably be saying Tintern or Whitefriars, or Yarra Valley Grammar, but basically then my uncle went there, but basically but then a kid he was going to Rudolf Steiner. And I swear I don't know why I swear to God it was three or four times they'd say do the roll call and then ask for the high school you've been assigned or whatever, and they'd ask him, mate, like Johnny Smith, present here, and which high school? Rudolph Steiner. He would break out into tears, and I think it's maybe more because. We were all going. He'd lose all his primary school mates, which is brutal, and we were going to Norwood, which is still pretty brutal for me. But like, it was like primary school continued almost. But it was just funny now thinking it. Whenever I hear of Rudolf Steiner, and I think of that kid in grade 6, it was like Harry Potter getting sent to Slytherin instead of Gryffindor. It was like, oh god, no, please don't send me there. But now that kid can probably speak 5 languages but doesn't know how to do grocery shopping or something like that. There's one in Warrandyte. I drive past it a lot.
Yeah,
but
right.
I assume I go in there, I'll never come out. It's like the Willy Wonka's chocolate factory or something. Just hammering you with references
No,
right now.
Warrandyte triggered me, and I'm trying to work out if it's actually an interesting story or not. It may not be.
Triggered by Warrandyte.
I had a job in Warrandyte, and I overestimated how much Did you see the old truck on the nature strip?
No, I didn't actually. I was just I was in pod mode.
When I started gardening, this is terrible shot. So what's happening is the sun's coming through here, and
oh yeah, it looks all misty.
because I only do them at night. I didn't know this happens.
Oh, you only do these at night?
Afternoon.
No, I fucked you up by coming early.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
That's fine.
Oh god, it looks like someone's.
I was gonna say it means I do them sober, but
Looks like someone's jizzed on the lens.
well, maybe. Anyway,
Yeah. More.
no,
yeah.
I broke down.
You-
So I put a bunch of no, I didn't break down. I couldn't make it up a hill. I had a job that was at the top of a really steep hill in Warrandyte, and I had an old '89 Toyota Hilux
Yeah.
with a shitty old trailer. And I went to the quarry, and the guy was like, "That might be too many rocks." I said, "No, it'd be fine."
Uh-huh.
And he loaded it up, and the whole trailer just went. Poof. And I was like, "Fuck!" But it's a K&a-half away, so it's fine. And
Yeah.
I leave the quarry, and I have to ride the clutch to make it out of the driveway. And I didn't have enough poke to get up the hill,
Right.
so I literally had to like reverse back
Nice, yeah.
and leave the rocks on the side of the road and not do the job. And I didn't have a lot of money, and I just spent $300 on rocks.
You probably improved Warrandyte's real estate. No, actually, Warrandyte's a nice place. That joke doesn't
No,
make sense.
Warrandyte's lovely.
Yeah, it's weird having it right there because it's kind of on the. You see signs for it out west because it's a real tourist destination at Yarra River.
Really?
Yeah, I remember getting I remember I was out in like the west and there was like it said the distance to you see on the signs the distance.
Like you're in Truganina and it says like
some shit like that, and
it's
it's like
40.
yeah, it was like I think it was Williamstown, funnily enough,
Yeah,
and it was like on the west gate maybe it was like there was I swear to God there was a sign how far it is to Warrandyte, and I'm like yeah I guess on a Saturday that the traffic jam is major because everyone's going to this lovely Yarra River town. It's just weird because it's like it's 8 minutes drive from where I live, so I'm kind of like I guess it's like people who live in there are places like that, like I don't know, like I guess some people you're not far from Arthur's Seat.
Yeah,
a lot of people would go there for let's go to Arthur's Seat, and you're like just down the road.
Dude, growing up when I got a job when I was 18, I would go into the city and people would be like, oh, we're going to stay on the peninsula for the weekend. I was like, fucking that's where I live.
Right.
Like, what?
I'm like that with the Dandenongs. I go up there all the time.
Yep.
Like, just, hey, look, you want to drive up to there's a cafe, Destiny's Point Cafe in Carolama? Oh, who gives a shit? And near where the TV towers are. We're up there all the time. But that, you go drive through there and like there's bed and breakfasts and all this stuff. I'm like, oh, this is actually, if you live in frickin' out on the west side, you're probably like, oh, this is like, let's go to the Dandenongs. We never go to Dandenongs. I'm like, I'm always up there. Like, yeah. I'm an honorary hill person because my cousins were in Tacoma.
Do you like hills?
Yeah. I'm a big hill fan. I'm more of a rise guy. If you put my gun to a head, no peaks or mountains. Enough of your bullshit. Oh, we're so high. I'm a mountain. No, keep it simple. A hill.
The hills are good.
I hate it when hills pretend to be mountains. There's Mount Lofty out near Wonga Park, not far from Warrandyte. I'm like, you're no mountain. You're a hill. Stop just be true to yourself. Mount Lofty? Stop it. You're a hill. You're Lofty Hill. Anyway. But, yeah, well, but no, my cousins were from Tacoma, so I'd hang out with the hill people a lot. Like, the guy, we'd have parties up there, and it's like all the, where are you from? I'm from Ferny Creek, or where are you from? From Monbulk. I'm like, ooh, it's like, it's like the children of the forest in Game of Thrones, these sort of little people who emerge from the trees, and they're like, oh, and I'm like, oh, a Flatlander has graced us with his presence. I was like one of the, how you had like during colonization, you had like the Aboriginal guys who were like the translator. I was like that between the Flatlanders and the hill people from the Dandenong. I would be like, I'd be bringing them together. You're like looking at me like, where the fuck do you want me to go with that?
No. If I'm very honest with you, I'm also thinking about my next question.
Ah, jeez.
Did
we deal with the heckler thing?
We'll come back to it. Do you know about the cult in the hills? There's a Netflix documentary about...
In the Dandenongs?
In the Dandenong, in Tacoma.
Oh, shit. Maybe I was part of it, bro. Maybe I was in that.
It's called The Family, and it's one of the only cults started by a woman.
I feel like the cult name family's kind of been taken by the family, like the Manson family, but that's interesting.
Maybe it's...
Are you taking notes?
Maybe I'm fucking...
I thought you were like, oh, Charles Manson. I'll Google that name later. I don't know much... Oh, there I am. Look at me. I'm such a podcast amateur. I'm looking at myself on the screen.
Cult.
Oh, no. No. That's wrong Tacoma. That's American Tacoma.
Ah. I'm illiterate.
I'm Tacoma in Melbourne.
That's what I meant.
Okay. I think you might be disappointed. I think you might have got confused with Seattle Tacoma.
Might not even be Tacoma.
Inside a Bizarre 1960s.
Yeah, The Family.
Oh, shit.
Like, this is real. And we can fucking look at that. We can put it on the screen and everything.
The Guardian, Legacy Media. Okay, whatever you say. Are you a Guardian guy? Is that your go-to news source?
I don't read.
Fair enough. No, just like, because I'm actually, despite everything we've talked about for the last 5 hours or whatever, I'm actually pretty progressive lefty dude. It's just that sometimes I open up the Guardian and I'm still like, guys, calm down. Like, I'm loving it. I'm reading it. I'm like, yeah, Trump's a monster. I'm like, I mean, like I remember during the UK election 2 years ago, every article was about what a monster. Oh no, when Boris Johnson won the last UK election, now he's out. But I remember reading articles in the Guardian about what a prick he is and how he's a monster and all this shit. And it's not untrue, but then I'm like looking up polls. I'm like, oh, he's gonna win easily. Like, I mean, yeah, call him out, but also there's zero acknowledgement that this guy's like definitely gonna win. So that's what you get sometimes.
My only Boris Johnson before he was Prime Minister. My only interaction with him. I don't know what I'm saying.
When you had him on the pod.
Was Top Gear.
Oh yeah, he was mayor of London.
Yeah, and he went on Top Gear twice, and I was like, look at this funny guy. And then like one day I turned the TV on.
You fell for the spell.
Yeah, he runs the fucking country now.
Yeah, you fell for the spell. He deliberately does the hair thing. By the way, he makes it. He scruffs it up. You know, so he.
Like actually, or are you fucking with me?
No. He deliberately he could. I mean, you could. He deliberately makes.
Is he playing the idiot?
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
I've got a friend that
100%.
does that.
Yeah. You're staring at him. Like, look at me.
No, I've got yeah. I'm. Yeah.
Usually I dress like Patrick Bateman from American Psycho, but just for this, just for you, I really creamed it up. All right, let's take a look at
In
this
1960s Melbourne, Anne Hamilton Byrne, a glamorous. I'm not going to read this whole fucking thing.
Purveyor of yoga.
Yeah, she had a yoga cult.
Oh, bored, wealthy suburban mums. Everything that's wrong with this country.
And she referred to the people in the cult as her children. Those children, a passel of Kubrick kids.
A what?
You've got to be fucking with a big degree.
A passel of cherubic kids.
So this is why I can't.
That's my
read
new Instagram bio. Passel of cherubic kids.
What the fuck? Seriously, do you have to have a degree to be able to read this?
Forget about the cult. This is the new.
What does that mean? If the mouse works, I'm gonna look up both those.
Not to pull the rug out from under you, but I think that's a 2-star review for your little documentary there, by The Guardian, mind. So, not really. Do you have a threshold on like IMDb or Rotten Tomatoes for a movie that if you check it, it's like you're not gonna fuck with the movie?
No.
Oh, okay.
You?
Yeah, I'm kind of like, that's
yeah.
You copied and pasted a passel of cherubic kids into Google, and the article
a passel of possums.
Oh.
That's the grouping.
A passel of possums refers to a group of possums which are small to medium-sized, arboreal. Oh my god. Arboreal.
And then what was the other bit? Cherubic.
So let's just. I assume everyone can see what you're doing right now.
They can now.
Right. So you were reading a Guardian article, of course it was, and they used the phrase "a passel of." This is the episode title, by the way. A passel of cherubic kids. That'll get you demonetized, probably. A passel of cherubic kids? You sick fuck. And you went, I don't know what that means. You Googled it, and the first thing that came up was the article, which initially confused us to begin with. That's that just shows you what a bunch of wankers they are.
I reckon.
That's a pretty... They would have had to have,
This is too much. I feel like this has been thesaurus. Like, you know when you're in year 12 and you're like, fucking, I need to get some good points on this essay. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the essay that I've written and grab thesaurus out and just change every third word. Every adjective is going to be huge.
A passel. Good lord.
There is nothing that tarts up an essay like a couple of expensive adjectives.
This is like the Joker origin story. Like, what made you do it? I saw someone referred to a bunch of cherubic kids as a passel, and like, you'd get off. For whatever crime it was, you'd probably get off out of fair. That I'm triggered. The judge would be like, not guilty, not guilty. Don't write stupid shit anymore. The sort of 2 stars for the thing. I go to IMDb.
Yeah.
If someone wrecks a film, and if it's lower than 6.5 out of 10, I'm like, I think you're wrong, and I'm not gonna waste my time.
Yeah. Okay.
Like last night, I watched Crank. Do you remember Crank? Jason Statham.
Yeah.
Where he has to keep his like adrenaline to stop the poison. It was 6.9, I think. Yeah. But and it was. I highly recommend it if you haven't seen it. It's so good. It's just like it's like a. Actually, they make quite clear references to like. It's like, you know how you see some films and you're like, just feels like a video game, but this was out in a good way. That's not really fair now because video games are so. I don't really game, but like they're pretty. I'm looking at you the same way I thought about motorsport.
You think I'm?
And
do you reckon I'm a video game, or do you reckon
you have a gaming chair, don't you?
Yep.
Isn't that a gaming chair? You don't
Yep.
game though, do you? No.
My grandfather,
Was a gamer?
called me and he said, "Hey, I've got this bloody spiffy chair. Do you want it?"
Spiffy.
Yeah, spiffy's good. Underused
Sounds like-
adjective.
sounds like-
Adjective? Adverb? Verb?
Sounds like how I describe a toilet seat. It's a bit spiffy.
Hmm.
Need to clean it.
Anyway, he said, "Do
Anyway.
you want a chair?" And I assumed it was an old person's chair, and I was just going to put it on Facebook Marketplace. And then I got it and I went, "Fuck, this is spiffy."
I have a passel of spiffy chairs for you. Goddamn. Now, whenever we meet each other,
passel.
would you? I would just be like, "Would you like? I can buy you a passel of beer."
I'm going to read the fucking lineup
Yeah.
at the
We
sellers.
got a passel
I'm
of-
going to say there's a passel of women on that
Passel
list
of
now.
cherubic women on this lineup at Sellers, and then at comedy lineups without men will be like, "Bravo, bravo."
They had 191 followers. I thought that was remarkable for a non-topic.
Yeah, I just not to go on about that, but like, there were, I was like, you should probably, if you check the stories and when they were uploaded, it was like late last night, because I was just like, probably they caught me at the exact wrong time of day, and I was like, this is, because like 191 followers, and I got a message today saying like, look, you're absolutely right, but they won't see it nor care. You're jousting at windmills. You know what I mean? Like old man yells at cloud. Just whatever. Just let it. You'd be better off just go and forget it. Like no one's on their side with this one. They know about comedy.
Do you know who it is?
Do you?
No.
Oh shit.
No,
I got
do
excited.
you?
I have a hunch.
Okay. Yeah.
But whatever.
Because there's a photo of the list, so they were in the room. No? How did they get the photo of the list?
I think the MC put a photo up on social media. I did actually think you're onto something there, but I'm pretty sure Dan Brader, who was the MC last night, who also got dragged into the mud by them because he posted about it, like another great chocker lineup at Comedy in the Cellar, like innocently, because he also knows it's a sign up. All right, we're getting back into anyway, but basically, yeah, shit, I lost it. What was I gonna say? Fuck, it was a good point. What were we talking about?
We were talking about the list.
The List. Schindler's List. Absolutely great film.
Fuck, now it's gone forever, isn't it?
Yeah, it's gone. Well, it might come back, probably. I'm so angry about it. But no, they caught me late at night, and I was like, nah, it's gone. Forget it. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, IMDb. So basically, if it's under a certain, is this more? Is this?
You got the same level of focus as me. So the problem is, I don't watch movies because I can't focus on a narrative for that long. I struggle so hard.
See,
We'll start, and then I'll get my fucking notepad out.
Yeah.
And I'll just fucking scribble on it, and then I'll write non-joke related ideas out, and I'll go, I wonder if I can turn that into a joke.
That's great.
And then I pull my phone out. I've got this...
Me saying that's great just didn't sound really sarcastic, but actually meant genuinely that's great.
I've got this story. Sorry if you're watching. Literally, as you said earlier, someone's come on the GoPro. And
oh my god.
yeah, it's bad. Unless I'm coming from heaven. Anyway, I decided I was going to do stand-up, and I thought, well, I could start by thinking about funny stuff, or I could start by not thinking about funny stuff. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to watch history documentaries. I'm going to watch a documentary on Pangea. We'll see if there's anything in that. Yeah? We'll start at the beginning. We'll start at 0.
Find the funny.
And then, so I started watching a history documentary on Pangea, and the opening line was, it was a British guy, and you know how these David Attenborough types go, browbeaten by the society of blah 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 blah, and it's this beautiful piece of poetry and I couldn't get through it. And I went, why can't? And I skip back and I go, I want to know what he's saying. And I'd skip back. It was 4 bars he was saying, basically. Ba 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 ba. I couldn't get through it. I watched it 5 times. Maybe I have ADHD. So then I go online and I Google a quiz about, like, I do an online test.
You did
do
like
you have
a Clio
ADHD?
quiz.
Yeah,
ADHD.
like, do I have ADHD?
Yeah.
I'm curious because I can't finish books. I can't hold a conversation. Well, actually, I'm actually pretty good at holding a conversation with someone, but there
Not
are
really.
lots,
I got to be honest. I've been here for 2 hours and it's been shit house, but whatever.
there are lots of things that I can't focus on for a long time. Anyway, I didn't finish the quiz because a banner ad popped up for the new Ranger Raptor, and I ended up building Price Ranger Raptor, and I didn't finish that. And this is not a joke.
Yeah.
I didn't finish that because I ended up on YouTube watching videos of the Ranger Raptor, and then along the side there was a Porsche 911 thing, and I ended up on Porsche, and then I ended up on the Porsche, and I went, I sat down to write jokes.
Yeah, but then it's like Porsche 911. 911. Who did 911? 911. But that's a joke in itself, though. That'll, it's the kind of joke that'll, you'll just have to drag it through the mud, and it'll. But that's if you can maintain that energy, telling that's just the whole jumping from. You start. I'm gonna take a test to see if I have ADHD, and then just never stop. And you can do a different version every night. Like, I did 9/11. 9/11, who did 9/11? I mean, I looked up, there was this video of Charlie Sheen. Charlie Sheen thinks 9/11 was a joke. Charlie Sheen was on Two and a Half Men. Why would I Two and a Half Men? You just keep riffing on that. That's a bit.
I should try it on stage, you're right.
Yeah, it will, I can imagine it.
Eating shit for the
absolutely.
very long time. But yeah.
There are so many jokes that again, I'm quite early on, but, like, there are some jokes where... in Chappelle's last special, he said
that was good.
I actually kind of liked.
I wasn't a huge fan of his Netflix stuff, and I'm not saying he's not funny. I think he's probably the most talented comedian ever. But I struggle with specials.
Yeah,
as a
ADHD.
Yeah.
but no, the Bird Epiphany and the Equanimity, they're like from about 6 years ago, and those specials are really good.
Yeah.
And of course, like. Killing Him Softly and all that from back in the day. But The Dreamer, I had low expectations because I felt like the closer. I didn't really watch Sticks and... I don't think I watched maybe the first 10 minutes of Sticks and Stones, and it just wasn't... It's not a whole like Chappelle. It just was like, it's just not really slapping with me. Yep. And so The Dreamer came with low expectations. But what he said in The Dreamer, like the Little Nas X bit was amazing. I love that bit. But the part I liked was when he said, "I'm what people call a lazy comedian. I'll do a gig in front of 1,000 people, and I'll tell a joke, and 4 people will laugh, and I'll say, that'll do." But there are there are jokes like that where you go, no one laughs, but you go like, nah, that's funny. You guys are just being dicks. There are some jokes I've done like that where I'm like, no, that's a good joke. You guys are just being assholes.
Yep.
Yeah, because then you go. I jump on at a festival show, do a spot, and people who have actually paid like $20 or whatever to make me laugh. I'm invested in the show, and you do that. There's jokes that I thought were dying, and I'm never doing that again. And I tell them at a show where people are actually like really invested, really listening. They're not whispering to their mate on this is shit. They're not in the middle of eating a Parma. They're actually here for comedy and nothing but comedy. And you tell the joke that you thought, oh, I've tossed that joke out, and you're like. Oh no, that joke still works. It's just that at bar shows and at ambush gigs, and like comedy in the cellar, open mic type gigs, those jokes just die because they go. It's like tree falling in the woods. So it's a bit risky. You think like, nah, man, you gotta do the open mics, make the joke work. But like at some point, you just gotta have a little bit of faith and be like, oh no, that's a funny joke. That's funny. Okay. That's clever. And do it at a bigger show. It's
I want to. Jesus, it's getting worse.
Is that a Bible?
Yeah, there was a wedding gift from my parents. It's
okay.
now up there. I think it might even be signed. I think I signed it.
Signed by whom? Jesus. That'd be fun. He came back to sign your Bible.
It's getting used about as much as the graduation certificate.
From Bayside Christian College.
Next to it. That's where I went to school.
Okay, I wasn't disputing that.
Yeah.
You don't need to say so. Okay. You went to Bayside Christian College, bro. I believe you.
Yeah. Which sounds...
What's your favorite passage? Passel. Anyway.
I'm trying to think of one now.
The one from...
In the beginning? No.
Yeah, Genesis. Great band, great passage.
Yeah.
I like finding out about what the characters do after they do their biblical thing. Like apparently Noah, I heard this on a pod. Oh yeah, it was on Shane Gillis's pod. They were talking about Noah after he did the ark shit. He just became like a drunk. Isn't that cool? Like these guys all have like sequels. They're just like they're just hanging out and like they don't just do. They didn't just make the boat and then went, I'm done. years later, he what happened? Because it's about, I don't know if you noticed, but that stuff all happened. So edgy, but that stuff all happened. So like they need a
where
full.
are they now?
Yeah, they need a full. They need a full arc, so to speak.
Oh
You know, they need like. They need, Noah's a guy. What happened to Noah? He didn't just. It's not like a TV show.
A fish dude.
Yeah, he's the guy who got all the animals into the boat and.
Who's the fish dude? Moses?
Pisces?
No, the guy that was
Moses?
swallowed by the fish. You know.
Pinocchio?
This is a thing. It's in there.
Oh, that was a good joke. Come on. That was a good joke. Actually, get the Bible down. I want to read a random passage. That'd be fun.
It's a big motherfucker of a Bible.
Let's do it. Let's just flip to a random page. Let's open up that Bible, baby.
Oh, Jesus. It's the King James.
Oh, shit. As he took the Bible down, his certificate from Bayside Christian College fell over. Woo! My girlfriend might be right.
No,
Maybe.
it was not signed.
Ah.
There's pictures in it too, so that's good for me.
All right. Let's see what happens when I open this bad boy up. Content. All right. I open up to a random page. Dude, the Bible stinks. I don't mean like quality-wise, but. No, but the smell.
Does it?
Oh yeah, it smells good. Hang on, let me just. I'm just gonna go down on the. Oh, sweet, another beer. I'm gonna go down on the Bible like just. I love it so much. All right, I flipped to a random page. Oh no, I'll flip to another random page. All right, here we go. I might be going into New Testament here. No, let's go Old Testament. That's more fun. All right, here we go. I'm just gonna read a random section of the Bible. And the Midianites. just.
I think it's Midianites.
Yeah,
it's all coming back to me.
It wasn't just. I wasn't. It was more like that. My Midianites is your Passel. You know, it's like Passel again. I'm just like, shut up. And the Midianites and the Amalekites and all the children of the east lay along in the valley like grasshoppers for multitude, and their camels were is in italics, were without number, as the sand by the seaside for multitude. So, were is in italics. Do you think God was like, he went onto Microsoft Word and he highlighted were? He's like, put it in italics, underline it, and then like St. Michael's like, dude, the underline's too much.
You kind of look like a creepy version of Mrs. Doubtfire because I'm just looking at the shot there. You're sitting on this rug and you've got the Bible out, and you kind of look like you're reading a story to children, but a little bit more of a rapey version of Mrs. Doubtfire, without any costume. You're just there as you are.
I would like a version of Mrs. Doubtfire. I'm just gonna hold the Bible for the rest of the podcast. That's so funny. It'd be so random. That's.
I know, right?
I'm just gonna.
No, that was a wedding gift. My parents bought me for that as a wedding gift, and I.
They don't like you.
I wasn't. No.
Because this is huge.
I'm sure it was very expensive. Could you imagine going to church every Sunday and bringing that in with you?
What happens at the end? Oh shit! There's a glossary. There was you know what? I saw a Bible in a hotel room once.
Little Gideon Bible.
Yeah, little Gideon Bible.
We learned about those in school.
And they had like a up the front. I should do this bit again. It was when I was staying in Hanoi, and they had a Bible in the room. I was bored as fuck, and they had a Bible, and at the front of the Bible, let's see if you got it here. They had like a Bible for dummies. It was like a little crib sheet, like
in the Gideon Bible,
because
that's a small Bible. So at the front of the small Bible, they had a small Bible for retards.
Yeah, that was basically it. Bible for what you said. Like come on. Yeah, Bible for retards, and just quoting you on that one, by the way. But basically, yeah, sure, that'll cover me.
Yeah,
that'll cover my ass. King James.
Retard's fine. What's wrong with retard?
Yeah, I use it all the time but I use the verb retard. I say like. They're straight into it. No, the Gideon Bible.
I'm worried that we're both sealing our fate in hell by what's happening now.
I think this pod's existence is proof that heaven doesn't exist, because we're already.
Look at the screen. We're in heaven now.
Yeah, I wish you'd told me about. I look alright.
Yeah. You look great. What are you talking about?
Cain and Abel. Gee, they get to the point quick. I thought Cain and Abel was like down the order a bit. In the beginning, yeah. What happens at the end? Hang on. I'll get back to the.
It's Revelation.
What's that?
That's the Doomsday one.
What the Bible... Oh, here it is, at the back. What the Bible says about... And they've got, like, glossary. You got abortion,
Did they
abuse.
actually? No, surely not.
What does the Bible say about abuse? Because I should probably... I think we know a few priests who should probably refer to these pages.
I reckon, eh?
Matthew... I can't... How much... I don't know what that means. 12:5. What does that mean? You went to Christian college. Palms...
Is it a Is it like a code? Not a code. You
It's
know
like-
what I mean? Is it a sequence so you can go to the right page?
Just tell me the page number.
It's like Malways,
This is why...
the grid number and
This is why the country's becoming more secular. Just, you know...
because it's not easy.
Just tell me the... They got it. They got pictures.
That
That's
is also
kinda
the
cool.
King James version.
And here it is. In the grace of our Lord Jesus Christ be with you all. Amen. That amen was really to make the word count. You don't need that. The grace. That's like at the end of you're in primary school or early high school and they're like a creative writing task and you're like one word short. You're like a sentence short. And then I woke up. It was a dream. Thank you. Goodbye. And it was fun. Just you needed to make that word count, didn't you? Anyway. But yeah. Anyway. The Bible. I don't know. 3 stars.
What are you gonna sell it?
3 stars out of 100. Oh shit! All right.
I feel like we just got our money's worth out of the Bible, so that was good.
That was the most fun anyone's had with the Bible, apart from
I don't know,
apart from all the priests who like their ass slapped with it by little boys.
Right.
Hello.
So
Premise. Oh,
this is a new thing.
you run a tight ship.
That I have thought of. Yeah, literally just to try something.
Are you
different.
recording?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Just
was
to try
confident.
something. Yeah, just to try something different. So this is the premise esky. It was going to be a premise bucket, but I couldn't find a bucket, so it's an esky.
Presky.
The Presky. Yeah.
Nah, shit. Don't have to yes and me on that one.
And literally, what it is a bucket.
Well,
with
it's an esky. It's on a bucket. You made it clear.
Fucking hell.
Oh.
Oh.
Really? Right. Come on. What?
It's not. It's not actually that bad. I've overplayed it, but it doesn't smell great.
It smells just like the Bible.
Okay. So
like you're okay. Like, well, Joel, come on. Okay. Hang on a minute.
some of these are the most Googled searches for the month. Some of
Okay.
these are just things people have asked me that they would like to hear about. And you can have the first pick.
Hell yeah. Okay. Oh, I almost saw inside.
Oh, that's fine.
So the idea is I just take some. Let's just.
Yeah,
go with it.
and you just open it.
Oh, come on. Living
What's
with your folks, that's not fair. Because I live in a granny flat out the back of my parents'
That's fine.
No, but
There's nothing wrong with that.
Of course there isn't. There's absolutely nothing wrong with
Yeah.
that. But that's living with your folks. Yeah. Oh, wait, there's something else on the back. Oh, no, it's just...
It's just bled
just a-
through because
yeah.
I used that marker.
Okay, it bled. I
Yeah.
thought it was like... I thought it was maybe like... You know how there's speaking in tongue? I thought it was writing in tongue. And like, after I just like wipe my ass with your giant ass Bible...
I actually don't think living with your folks is an issue. It is.
It's necessary for most people now. You got to be kidding me. It's
fucking
like
expensive.
I remember about 10 years ago, I had an office job, and people would like make fun of me. They'd be like, "Oh, you're still living with the folks," and I was properly living with the folks. I was in the house,
Yeah.
and they
hadn't kicked you out yet.
and my friends at work would be they didn't kick me out to all the way 30 meters down to the.
shit.
What I did was I called their bluff and left the country. And the first time I lived by myself in a proper apartment, which I paid rent for, was in Beijing, China. That was the first time I lived on my own in an apartment, like doing adulting shit. Anyway, but basically, shit, it's gone. No, yeah. But people at my job would make fun of me. But you live with the folks, and then Joel lives with his folks, and then it would be like this moment of. Just bear with me. It'd be like, ha! Everyone, Joel lives with his folks. Joel, meet me in the car park, and then I meet them in the car park later. And it'd be like the scene from All the President's Men. It's like, don't leave your folks. You don't understand. The rental market is fucked. I'm paying through notes. If I could move back with my folks, I would. Basically, the people who made fun of me would then quietly go like in Billy Madison, it's
Yeah.
like, stay.
Yeah.
Don't leave. Stay.
No, literally.
And that was 2012, 2013.
Yeah.
And now it's like become the world's come back to me, where it's just like, oh, you don't live with your folks? Wow. Oh wow! You get to pay $5 million a month in to pay off your interest for your mortgage. Wow, you're so lucky. It's like now it's I mean, it's just it feels like I never gave that much of a shit other than being they kind of Ringwood. They don't exactly live in the city, so it's a bit away. But but otherwise, I never really cared. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's interesting. The first time I lived away from home was in another country, so I don't know. It's kind of like, oh, Joel, you need to move out, and then it's like,
You're like, all right.
I'm in Beijing, and they're like, oh, we meant just like find a.
So you really took the ball and ran.
Yeah, get a roommate in Baronia or something like that, or don't. What? You went to China? You didn't have to do that.
See you.
Yeah.
We're not gonna be able to see.
No
you.
housewarming. What? Yeah, but that was like that's weird to say that the first I'm doing the wiping thing. I suck. I'm such a pussy.
Do you want to know why there are tissues in here? Because
Actually, I don't know. If I do. I know some of your previous guests, and let's just be honest. Based on your previous guests, I'm not surprised because either they burst into tears at what little bitches they are, or they, just come.
I've done 25 episodes of this show. Yeah, 3 of them have been comedians. I've only had 3 people want to interact with the tissues. And
Yeah,
they're
I'm owning it. I'm full on just like wiping this fucking. Oh, is that to change the camera?
So that's the other thing. All the comedians
Ask you.
Yeah, so nobody else ever asks about this.
Yeah.
Caleb was like, I was confused what the fuck you were doing. You should tell everyone that you're changing camera. And I forgot to tell you.
Oh, yeah, no, I get it now.
So camera 1, camera 2, camera 4 is the computer.
That's kind of cool. Yeah, you should tell people that. Because it's kind of like, I'm like, is something wrong?
No, I'm not like fiddling with the desk.
Because my initial reaction was like, does that enhance the microphone or something? And it's like, oh shit, have I been like doing something wrong?
No, on other podcasts what they have is a Mexican at the end who changes but I don't have that sort of money. I don't have Mexican money.
A Mexican man?
It could have been a woman.
Could have been a woman.
Well, not at Sellers.
No, not at all. We're pretty adamant about... Actually, I commented under the post as Comedy in the Cellar. I was like, someone... I forget who it was. It was rather fun. It was kind of a... I forget what the account was, but they made a... At first, it seemed like they were like making an outrage supportive joke. And then... And then I realized it was a joke. Like, yeah, it's so bullshit. Why can't you have more guys like Andrew Portelli on? And then under as Comedy in the Cellar, I wrote in capitals like Andrew Portelli, Italians? I don't think so. I mean, we're pretty progressive at Comedy in the Cellar, but we got to draw the line somewhere. No Italians. Anyway, or Dutch people.
Yeah, fuck the Dutch. Satanism. Satanism.
We'll go for... am I supposed to...
No, so it's...
Did we even really do that one?
Well, we can do that one if you want. No, Living at Home, I thought it was... So these are not just necessarily written for comics. They're also written for people... So
that one is so to speak, close to home. It's interesting, because, like, I actually...
Yeah.
I
regret moving... I regret and not regret moving out from my parents. Because, man, you're, like... you're so free when you live at home. So everything I do now...
You mean when you live away from them, or when you live with them?
When you live with them.
You're free. Okay. You're gone, sorry.
Everything I do is balanced by I have to make rent.
Yeah, I guess that can be good and bad,
right? It's worse for me. I've got a wife and a kid as well. So I can't take... Like, every time I take...
Allegedly, a woman walked into the studio with a child.
Well, I have a wife and a child, but they might not actually be mine.
They're locked in the basement.
Yeah,
I don't know who that woman was.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Now my buzzers... No.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I'm the ankle bracelet buzz guy. You can't take that. That's my thing.
Yeah.
But the rent... I remember Louis C.K. talking about that when he had kids.
Yeah.
It was like actually really beneficial for comedy because every time he did a set or wrote a joke, it was like, oh no, I can't just be like, ugh. I have to actually this better work.
That's me every time I drive. That's why I've only done 2 sets. Because when
better than 0.
I said this to Caleb. When I go and do an open mic, it's not just I'm doing an open mic. It's I've got to negotiate with my wife. That she wipes the assholes.
Yeah.
And it's real. It's a thing. And I got to drive an hour. Like, it's heavy. But that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
But that's
It's
you know,
not a problem.
that's a good Bible baptism of fire. It's a good baptism of fire because like you're getting those awful nights in early. You're getting like the long drive home after a bomb in early. You're getting the wife going, "How was the comedy show?" And you have to either go, "It was shit," or like, "It was great." And you're getting that's good because they get rid. Fuck that honeymoon period of like, you're just getting the.
Yep.
You're getting punched in the balls straight away. That's good, I reckon. There's no like, "I'm amazing." You're straight into like, "No, I get that. Holy shit, that's the right thing." Like we were at Sellers the other week and we were talking about how it was your second time, but then you met a guy. We won't say anything. But you met a guy who's first time, and you were like, "Oh shit, that put it in such perspective."
I was
like,
fucking nervous. Could you tell when I walked in I was peaking?
No, because he was there too, and he was.
So you had the
ultimate
context.
nerves, and you seemed really. That's my point. You seemed like, oh wow, I thought I was nervous, dude. I know what's up, but
a couple of things happened that week. So I went up and I did one set at Sellers, 3 months ago.
Yeah.
And it went well.
Yeah.
I got laughs.
Yeah.
Like, and I was like, oh, cool. That's exciting.
Yeah.
But I forgot so what happened? So I expected to go up and have nothing. And I had a little joke to warm everyone up at the start.
Yeah.
And they laughed and it threw me off and I went dead silent. I was like, oh, fuck. Oh, shit, I can't.
Yeah.
Anyway, that stressed me out for a long time. And what I I didn't go back for so long, and I was trying to work out why, because usually I'm not scared of stuff like that. And what I realised was, if I go back, I'm going to work out that I'm not immediately good at something. So I had ego around it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and then when I worked that out, I was like, oh, that's ridiculous. And I was a little bit more, because the week before I went back, I was so nervous.
Yeah.
I was like really, really
That's
nervous.
interesting to hear because it's the place to,
But I wasn't worried about the crowd. I was literally worried about going up and realising I'm not immediately good at this. Because I worked out, and I said this to Caleb on the way up because I drove him in because he's in Frankston as well. I said, I had ego around thinking that I would be automatically good at some talking thing.
Okay.
Because, I'm fucking terrible at a lot of stuff. Tax, admin, math.
Parenting.
I'm a shit parent.
I think most parents are shit parents. It's just that some are less shit than others.
Yeah. But I worked out that I had this image of myself, and I did it when I went into sales, and I do it when I do social media, and I did it with comedy where I'm like, oh yeah, I'm like good, like, immediately.
Right.
But it's not true. And I was scared of going up and not getting laughs and working out to myself that I'm not. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I worked out that I wasn't actually scared of the crowd. I was scared of working out to myself that I'm shit.
Of course.
Because and why am I shit? Because I haven't done it before. Man, I was going up and reading fucking paragraphs. Yeah. On the way home, Caleb's like, yeah, you need like rhythm and timing, and it's music, and you have to have bars.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I'm like going up and just vomiting.
It's the vibe of it. How many times have you retell your favorite comedian a bit you love?
Never. I
mean, just in conversation, you go, oh, how about that bit? Have you heard that bit? And you tell it, and you're like, yeah, it's not that funny when I tell it, because there's some sort of energy or ineffable quality to...
The quintessence.
Yeah, like I love Norm Macdonald, and it's like, it's just that so, they got these, Vegas hookers as opposed to these yappy small... It's just that delivery of, that just, if you were to tell it, you just would butcher it, not because you're saying the same words. And there's something about, it's the delivery. It's the tail. It's like, it's the delivery. That's the simple terms. It's just, I think and again, I'm still just, I consider myself to be, I said the quote before, I'm 6 years old in comedy.
I think you're very funny, by the way.
Come on.
And I'm not just trying to
go on. Stop. Go on. Stop. Okay.
You're a prick in real life.
You are funny until that little stop, go on thing you did there. Yeah, I complimented him on how funny he was, and then just something happened, and he yeah.
I'm still trying to work out though if looking like I'm into UFC is a compliment, or does it look like I just drink fucking Patron and hard solo and beat the fuck out of my wife?
Dude, I reckon that's a great bit. If you maintain this, then you're like, I know I look like I watch UFC.
If I maintain this as I'm fucking halfway to lifting a fucking beer to my mouth at fucking 11 o'clock on
I know I look like when I walk past other dudes who look like me, I do this. Like John Cena, I guess. I'm not a wrestling guy. I don't know. See what I mean? You look like UFC, wrestling, V8s, Formula 1.
V8s.
You look like you look like your gear, your Christmas day is the Melbourne International Motor Show. That's your oh fuck yeah.
Fucking that was good. The Melbourne International. That was the car show that they used to do. Man, that was the best thing
I used
ever.
to go to that. That was fun.
Man, we flew to Sydney because we found out it was the last one.
Right.
When I was like 14,
No shit.
they stopped doing the Melbourne one. They said the Sydney one's on. It's going to be the last year, and that was like so. There's a couple of things I love. I enjoy selling shit. I'm a bit of a gypsy, so I like. There's a fucking. See this little Disney fucking Mickey Mouse here?
Yeah.
I got that for free, and I'm gonna sell it for $15. That's fun for me. I know nobody understands that. Everyone's like, "Are you autistic?" No. I just enjoy that. I like that. I think comedy's funny. That's the stupidest thing I've ever said.
Whoa! Breaking news.
But I
Edgy
enjoy,
take from Andy Fader. But
I enjoy that. I enjoy that.
Yeah.
And I enjoy cars.
Yeah.
And cars comes from like going to the Melbourne Motor Show every year, dragging Dad down to car dealerships to like look in the fucking window of the new Ford Falcon.
I thought you meant the film Cars, but go on. Now we're on the same page.
Cars wasn't bad.
Never
Cars
seen
wasn't
it.
bad. But the Melbourne anyway, the International Motor
sorry.
Show. Yeah.
I
You
derailed
just you fucking got me. I didn't have anything.
Yeah.
I was just sharing a memory.
I actually liked the bit. Actually the best. One of my favorite parts of the Melbourne Motor Show was the free stuff outside. They had the old cars that were up for auction. You could just go. You could literally go to Jeff's Shed, the exhibition center. You didn't have to pay to go in and see all the new stuff, which was cool. But you could just walk around the outside and have like these cars from like the 1920s.
It was Shannon's. The Shannon's exhibit out the front.
I don't want. Oh, cough. Perfect. Can I take a piss?
Yeah, I was actually.
My
I need a
God.
piss as well.
Okay,
What
we'll
if
do
we just grab a?
Let's cross the streams, baby.
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh, that was too far. That was too far.
We'll be right back.
We good? Do we act like we had a break or? Yeah. Okay, and we're back. It was while I was in the bathroom. I was taking a slash, and I just heard from the other room, and he was like, "Joel, did you hear that?" I'm like, "No, what?" And I heard him say, "She's not pregnant."
One of the premises in here is she's late.
Ah.
Yeah.
She's late.
For
Women,
her
am I
period.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. As in, like, she's late for a period. Her period.
Oh, one of the premises
the
in that
stress behind that.
in the premise escape. By the way,
Yes.
we didn't get to Satanism.
We'll get to Satanism.
We will. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
that was fun. No, you were just telling me how sex is tough when you're married with children.
It certainly is.
I think they should make a sitcom about that, which they should call it Married with Children.
I've never seen Married with Children. Is
I
that
was
what
like-
it's about?
Yeah, I was like, oh shit, I'm
Yeah.
old. Yeah, there was
I don't watch fucking TV.
it
I
was-
watched Seinfeld.
it-
I watched. You were about to say something. I don't
No,
want to step on your punchline.
no.
Go on.
Don't act. I'm good, man. But like, you're making me sound all high and mighty here. What the fuck? It's all good. I'm chill. I'm a chill guy. I'm a relaxed guy. I put women on at my comedy show because I'm progressive. I hope people don't like we keep
It's such fucking horseshit.
we keep
honestly.
referencing that thing, and I hope people don't take other things out of context. But no, I just breaking news. Apparently, the open mic sign up comedy show that everyone in the city and country, no matter what gender, sexuality, creed, race, political view, religion, disability, everyone can sign up and join. Apparently, is misogynist. Apparently, according to this Instagram account, but. Good for them, fighting the good fight. Well done. Well done, you. Anyway,
Do you want women to sign up?
No. No, okay.
Yeah.
No.
But for the record, like, you want women to sign up. As many can come.
Yeah, for sure. It would be the first time I've made women come to anything. Okay. But basically, no. I mean, I don't. This isn't fun. But like, I actively, when women do sign up. And for the record, there were 3 on the lineup, 4, but one said she couldn't make it. I make sure they go high up the order early so they can get home, because I think we talked about this like on today. Like we're going in circles now. It's a dodgy area, so let's, I feel like we're going in circles. I've said my piece. Like it's like 200 people followed that account. I just was like, I got defensive about it because it's just like, wait, like if they're calling out other rooms that are curated and there aren't any women on the lineup, that's a whole other kettle of fish, because like the amount of times I'm like, I've booked a lineup and there's maybe one woman on it. I'm like, there were meant to be 3, but a couple couldn't make it, or one got stuck in traffic on the way and couldn't get there, and there was one woman on the lineup. There was only 8 people on the lineup anyway, so it sort of just reflects the imbalance that there are more men doing comedy than women. I don't want to get into all that, but when she called it, I assume it's a woman, when running that account, but she called me out. I was like, but it's fundamentally. I was going to ask you that. Do you think it's a dude or a girl? Because that is a thing, though. There are dudes out there that think it's a good way to get pussy by playing that game. There are a few guys liking that post who. Yeah, it's because they think that's how you get pussy. Well, I think. What? No. Virtue pussy. Yeah. But basically. The big VV. And I'm not going to disrespect that. I'm a big fan of virtue pussy. Pity pussy. Pity pussy is probably... Any pussy. I think I've been in an 8-year relationship with a woman, and it's pretty much based on pity pussy, basically. She's like, oh my god. This poor man. She's Anne Bancroft to my Helen Keller. That was a terrible reference. Did that make any sense? A little bit. Did that, Helen Keller, like, I'm the deaf, dumb, and blind guy, and she's like the nurse, the Anne Bancroft character who, but like she's looking after you. But she fucks me, so it's kind of a weird reference to make. Yeah. Anyway, but whatever. It's stupid to give. I shouldn't have. The only regret is that I gave that account oxygen, a little bit of oxygen, but it was just so fundamentally incorrect. I'm like, don't you understand how a sign up works? It's the most diverse. The doors are completely open to anyone. How can you be more diverse than that? Than just saying it doesn't matter who you are, where you're from, or what you did, as long as you love me. You can, that didn't scan, or you just leave me hanging out to dry for throwing in some Backstreet Boys lyrics. I was thinking about saying something rude, and I decided not to say it. But those are Backstreet Boys lyrics. I was going to say you can take the retard off the bus, but they're still going to try and lick the windows. Hey, look, all I'm trying to say is all you. And I thought that was, and I'm trying to work out, and I was trying to work out if that was okay, and now I've just said it. All I'm trying to say is all you people, can't you see? Can't you see? I'm still doing Backstreet Boy lyrics. I'm really going hard into the. Must be a gay thing. Well, now that I see that we're falling apart from the way that we used to be, that's more Backstreet Boys lyrics. We can end the Satanism. We can end the pod. We're done. Satanism. Yeah. Satanism. Say it right. Satanism? Is it Satanism? Did I say Satanism? I thought I said Satanism. 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 You gotta say it like a South London. Satanism. In it, isn't it? In it. Satanism. Satanism. Yeah. South London. Can you do accents? So do a Dutch accent. No, I can't do a Dutch accent. I feel like I need to perform now. Okay. These apples are too expensive. That's Sean Connery. Having a stroke? Yeah. I'm trying to think of one of my grandfathers. I don't know. I want to see what your grandpa did impressions of. So, most of my family are not rich. And then we've got one rich uncle, and he's got a very thick Dutch accent. And I'm just remembering him saying, "Yeah, the Range Rover, that's good, the Range Rover." But I didn't want to sound like a spoiled rich kid and say, let me think about what one of my grandparents. Oh yeah, the Range Rover. The letter shoot too hot on the Range Rover. It's a shame your access word to the accent is so toffee. Yes. Like I have an access word. I'm real low class and salt of the earth, but my access word is Range Rover to that accent. Range Rover. Yeah, Satanism. What's there more to be said about Satanism that hasn't already been said? I'm trying to work out the appeal. I get it if you're rich. Like, a lot of people think Zuckerberg's a Satanist. But what if you're a poor Satanist? That seems... Because... Yeah, whose blood are you going to sacrifice? Like, just you'd have to really... I think that's a poor topic. Well, don't do that. Come on.
All right. Well, we can continue. We can.
There are no poor
Alright.
topics. There are only poor joke writers.
Yes.
So-
Thank you.
No, I'm just saying if you like rich. No, that's a good. All the Satanists are like rich, like Hillary Clinton,
Yeah, I know.
Clinton
Yeah.
and all them in pizza shop
Oh.
basements.
Have you seen Ari Shafir's? Sorry to stand on you, but have you seen his "I Met the Clintons" T-shirt that he wears?
No.
It's so good. He wore it on Kill Tony the other day.
What is
It's
it?
a T-shirt. Oh no, maybe it was Protect Our Parks. He wore it on, and it's a T-shirt of Bill and Hillary, and it says "I Met the Clintons" on it. It's just funny.
Oh yeah.
Like,
I guess I have to see it. Can you pull it
Yeah.
up?
I can give it a go.
Oh jeez.
The
What's
mouse
the point?
doesn't-
You got this.
Well, look at the mouse.
What do you mean?
The
You got
mouse is. Oh, it's working. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Fuck yeah.
You got a.
Ari Schaefer. I Met the Clintons.
I'm really trying hard not to burp on the mic.
Ah, there you go.
Oh.
Oh
met
no,
the
he
Clintons.
he wore it on Old Mate's show. You've seen
Oh
this.
yeah.
You've seen this, yeah.
Your mama's house.
Yeah, you know
Yeah.
who she is.
Oh yeah, Lauren Compton.
Yeah, and I can't
Yeah.
remember the name of her show now.
First date or something.
Yes, First Dates.
That bit with Mark Norman's very funny, where he wears the sunglasses,
Yes.
and she's like, "Yeah, I'm wearing the sunglasses so I can have a look, darling. What are you doing to me with that dress?" And it's like, "Oh, it's new, it's yellow. I didn't even see it was yellow." God, he's the best.
He's so good,
God,
and
he's
it's
so
so obvious. It seemed like everything you're like, that was an open goal, but
yeah,
somehow he just
I-
fucking nails it.
I just missed him. He came to the China. No, I saw him in Melbourne. It was awesome. But in Chengdu, in China, the town I lived in, he came. He came to the Chinese town. I didn't know who he was. I think I just moved there after he toured through there. It would have been incredible. I saw Mike Vecchione. You might have heard that. name.
Yeah,
Yeah, he sort of
yeah.
rolls in that crowd.
Yeah.
He's been on Norman and Marill's pod. I saw him in Chengdu. There was like 20 of us in this like cafe, and he was like,
Is that We Might Be Drunk?
yeah, on We Might Be Drunk. He was
Yep.
on We Might Be Drunk, and Mike Vecchione, and I think I was sort of getting to that point of I'm gonna get into comedy, and we went to this stand-up night in Chengdu, and he thought he was bombing, so it was very enlightening because you've done those sets where
No, I haven't.
you will, where you're like, I think I bombed, and then afterwards everyone was having the time of their lives. It was just like there's so many factors at play. Like,
Yeah.
it's too lit,
Yeah,
everyone
okay.
can see each other laugh, but then I remember that night, and he did like a 15-minute bit about the International House of Pancakes, and it started off with like, do you guys know what IHOP is? Do you have that here in China? And we're all like, nah, because it was all English and Australian and maybe some Canadians in there, but we all sort of shook our heads, and he went like, okay, well, the next 15 minutes is about the International House of Pancakes, and he just did it. And it was still fucking hilarious. Probably because it was just like he's doing a joke about something we have no idea what this is.
Do you like that British guy? And not Jimmy Carr, and not the other one, Michael McIntyre.
Fuck Michael McIntyre.
Yeah, man,
Come
that's
on.
like warm
What are you-
soup comedy.
Come
Yeah,
on.
but the really obscure one.
I'm eating
and
here.
I want to say his name's Al Stewart, but that's incorrect.
Alf Stewart.
Fuck.
Oh, Stuart Lee. Yeah. I
Yeah.
haven't seen a lot of him, but I love that bit he did. I think I've accidentally kind of nicked it when he does the long rant about you're the reason Robin Williams killed himself. That was
That's
hilarious.
funny.
I think I've done that. Actually, guiltily.
You stole it.
Yeah, I stole it, and I'm going to slit my wrists right after this pod. But I think on stage in the moment, like, there was a pretty lukewarm crowd, and I was like, you guys are the reason Robin Williams killed himself. I just said it that line. Stuart Lee does, like, a 10-minute bit about, like, like, usually right now I'd stop and take a sip because the crowd would applaud that bit. But, you guys are just not going to do that. And he just 10 minutes,
Yeah.
it's beautiful. Yeah, a lot of people see me do it, and they go, you must like Stuart Lee. And I do, but I just can't say I've necessarily... We all have comedy blind spots, and I haven't really seen much Stuart Lee. My middle name's Stuart, but spelt differently to him. Maybe that's why I haven't... I'm just, like...
He's good. I like him. He's very obscure, and he's like nothing... He's like nothing I've ever seen. I feel like he has not a very big... We need a producer, especially if I'm going to have some beers. I've just been talking, and... Anyway,
Are you feeling self-conscious about the buttons?
I was just talking and the camera wasn't on me.
Oh.
I love the way I say we need a producer like it's in the budget like there is a budget.
Don't you have a wife? What was the point? The whole point of hooking up with her was because you knew you were going to start a pod and you needed a producer, right?
The only jokes I had were sandwich related when you said, "Don't you have a wife?" Anyway, Andrew Tate.
We better, if your wife's going to be the producer, I guess we better move the pod into the kitchen. Hey! When you clip that, make sure it crash zooms on me when I say "a." Just make sure. Hey, I want to slow zoom into me going "hey."
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I'm very funny. I mean, we're in Frankston. Not to give away your exact address. I'm just trying to fit in a little bit. Trying to sprinkle a bit of
exact address. I accidentally put my IP address on the screen last episode.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Good thing no one watches or listens.
I
to
know.
It,
I literally thought I need to rush to take it down. I went, I probably don't need to rush.
That would be a good podcast name, Tree Falling in the Woods. That would be just like a tree falling in the woods. What were we talking about?
We were talking about Satanism.
Satanism. Oh yeah, we're talking about poor Satanists because it seems like a rich man's religion.
It seems like, it seems like, I'm trying to think of a simile and I've got nothing, but it seems pointless to...
I'm more of a metaphor guy, but if you want to do a simile, that's fine.
It seems pointless to be a Satanist without the money. You seem like you're getting taken for a ride.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah, I mean, I agree.
That's one of my ones. That's one of my stupid ones.
Oh, geez, you're so... Can you not give up so fucking easily and actually just commit to the bit a little bit? Just because I didn't laugh straight away. Maybe this is sort of a reflection of where you're at, because I'm not laughing straight away. You're like, no, it sucks, and you're just like, I'm like just sitting there drinking my beer as you burn down the pod studio, because I'm like, no, it didn't let me finish.
Okay.
But I think I had
We can stay on Satanism if you'd like.
Well, in religion in general, though, I didn't really pursue this bit because I feel like religion's a hard one to do because it's just so been done, right?
Saturated.
Oh, it's saturated. Like everyone's got a bit about it. Everyone's taken the low-hanging fruit. The thing I thought of, the reason I'm suspicious about any religion, whether it's Satanism or Scientology or Catholicism, whatever, is because no one who's successful turns to religion. It's always they're at rock bottom and they're like, then they find God. No one at the top of their game becomes. Like, even Scientology, which is a rich man's game. No one...
That's why we're both Christian. No.
Yeah. Have we prayed yet? We haven't prayed. We should have prayed. Damn it. Get the book. Get the... What do they call it again? That
one's called the Bible.
The one with the Bible. The Bible. The Michael Bublé. But basically, no one who's killing it goes religious. No one finds God at the top of their game. It's always bottom of the... It's a fair point. It's always desperate idiots. And even if it's... And if anything... Well, Scientology, that's a rich man's religion because you have to pay all the money to get the books. But it's... But I still feel like that's, like... You're covering... Like, you sort of... Things aren't going great. You've hit a bit of a wall. Like Travolta... went to Scientology.
Yeah.
And people are like, what, Travolta's...
Yeah.
Travolta? You mean Face Off's John Travolta?
Yeah.
A bad example, I actually like Face Off. That's a fun film. But basically, he went through a real...
He did.
It wasn't until... It was between Grease and Saturday Night Fever and whatever. And then there was nothing until Look Who's Talking. Remember when the baby could talk? Mm-hmm. It wasn't until that in Pulp Fiction that he kind of came back. So there was this real... and I think he became Scientology-ish in that sort of...
Scientology is a good one.
What do you mean? Like
it's a good topic. The dude is a science fiction writer.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's clad him... Well, he's dead now. But he clad himself in marine medals while he was alive because he wanted... But he never won them.
Great example of just go down to the trophy shop and... I think Dimitri Martin does a bit about that, but just go to the trophy store and get some trophies and write your name on them.
Have you heard Leah Remini's story? You know who she is? The bird from King of Queens.
King of Queens, which I never understood that they're referencing Queens, the region. I thought he was just a ladies' man. King of Queens. It's based in Queens.
Fuck, I guess I didn't either.
It blew your mind. Yeah. Isn't it interesting that Frank Costanza's in that, and he's playing Frank Costanza, basically, but... He's just do Frank Costanza again, but you're not Frank Costanza.
I feel like you know this, but I'm gonna blow your mind anyway. That's Ben Stiller's dad.
Are you trying to insult me? Are you
People
trying to
don't know
fucking
that. People don't know
Everybody
that.
knows that.
People don't know that.
Everybody knows
Yeah.
that that's Jerry Stiller.
Yep.
No one doesn't know that. Sorry, you haven't.
Okay.
Are you taking
Maybe
the piss?
Well, maybe I'm hanging out with retards.
Did you know that Kevin James wasn't actually the King of Queens? He's just playing a role
Oh my god.
in the.
Yeah.
Oh, and actually, I got an interesting one. Technically, there was an episode where there was a Everybody Loves Raymond King of Queens crossover, and
Yeah, I knew about this.
weirdly Ray
He's funny.
Ray Romano.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I love
He's
Ray Romano.
underrated funny. Well, he's got a
Mm.
lot of cash.
He's very talented. This is like news just in, but he's like in The Irishman, and he's have you seen he's the lawyer. He's
Fuck,
like,
he is in The Irishman.
He's like the fixer. He's not
Yeah.
even funny. He's just like
Yeah.
yeah.
An actor.
He's in The Big Sick. Have you seen The Big Sick? It's all right. It's like a Judd.
Which one's that about?
It's
I think I've seen
it's it's Kumail Nanjiani, meeting a lady who goes into like a coma. It's based on his actual relationship with his wife,
Jeez.
and Ray Romano plays the dad of his girlfriend / wife, and yeah, he kind of plays a straight bat in that too. He's funny, but he's sort of the like, I'm her dad. What are your intentions with my daughter? Kind of role. So yeah, he's awesome. But him and Patricia Heaton, as in Ray and Deborah from Everybody Loves Raymond, appear on King of Queens as Ray Barone
I think
and
I've seen it.
Deborah Marone or Barone? I think that
Barone.
Barone.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's weird because Kevin James is in Everybody Loves Raymond in a couple episodes as like a sportscaster. He's like one of Ray's, because Ray's a sports writer in Everybody Loves Raymond, I believe. And then you got Kevin James just as I'm a sports in the early episodes of Everybody Loves Raymond. He's a sportscaster, and then in the King of Queens, he's like a truck driver for DHL or some like FedEx or something like that.
Yeah.
So the crossover makes no sense, because then suddenly either Kevin James has had a huge fall from grace, he was a sportscaster and now he's like driving trucks, and Raymond's the same, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of went nowhere, that anecdote.
Yeah.
But hey, we're in the 5th hour of this pod, so fuck it.
I actually think we're in the second hour.
Really? Oh, it feels like the 5th hour. Some host you are. Anyway. No.
Well, we can call it there if you like. I reckon we should. I know you got a hard.
We're going to wrap it up on that shit note?
Oh, well, what do you want
That
to
was
wrap it up on?
terrible. Pull out another one from the... Oh, yeah.
Why do you guys only let males sign up at the store? Who are
At
your
the store?
idols?
At the store?
You know what I mean?
It is a shop. St Kilda
It's the
Cellars.
back of a store.
It's the back of... That's the
You
other...
should call it that. The back of the store.
Well, we call it comedy in the cellar. We should just call it comedy out the back of the a bottle shop in St Kilda. I've often thought that there's one in there's a couple of shows where I'm like, you should call it clusterfuck comedy. I've actually thought that would be a good name to call a comedy show that's just balls to the wall, no...
Balls to the wall's a good
Balls
saying.
to the wall comedy. It's a bit sexist, but balls to the wall.
It's on theme then.
What would you... Flaps to the back? What would be the... I did that at Sellers once. Okay, so, This might be a fun one to end on, but I said I was hosting.
Do you want to play you out?
I was yeah. Put the.
Watching the show. Thanks for making.
Are you for real?
That's
like
supposed to be on repeat.
It's like the Oscars. I'm getting played off.
Anyway.
I love how I've left living with your folks on the table, just sitting there, just like, remember, Joel, you
live with your folks.
You're a 35-year-old, soon to be 36-year-old man child. No, at Sellers I was emceeing, and I said, I made reference of getting up here takes balls, and then I was like, what's the equivalent for women? Like, it takes balls, and I swear a legit punter just yelled out, flaps! and every comic that got up there, I went, it doesn't matter if they were male or female, I got up and I was like, that took flaps. That took some flaps getting up here. And it was getting laughs. And then later on in the night, I think a lady comic had arrived and hadn't heard that. And I was just standing next to her watching someone on stage. And
lacking context.
That takes flaps. And she was like, what? she was like, she was cool. She was like, what? I'm like, oh, you went, okay, fuck. You went here. Yeah, but I just said to her, I just walked up to a woman and went, see that? That takes flaps. And she was like, what the fuck are you talking about, you fucking sick fuck? And she runs at comedy with lineups without... No, imagine if... Maybe.
She was there to see you.
Yeah.
She writes for The Guardian.
Yeah, she writes for The Guardian and, the La Trobe University student newspaper.
Yeah. The Pakenham Gazette.
The Pakenham Gazette. I don't like how part of Pakenham is pack. It's kind of sends a shiver down your spine, doesn't it? Pack, you know, kind of. It's
a little bit.
It's 3/4 of a slur, isn't it? Pakenham. If
it is a bit, isn't it?
If
now that you mention it.
If someone who would be subjected to that rocked up to Pakenham, they might not feel so welcome. But then they'd see the McDonald's play equipment and be like, it's alright, whatever. I'll cop a little bit of racism for this awesome, dope play equipment. I'm trying to end on a zinger.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
I haven't finished my beer yet though. So.
Oh, haven't you?
Mm.
I'm just trying to play the music. This is apparently the hardest bit of the fucking. There it is. Jeez.
Oh shit! Is this the outro?
Yeah. And I know it's not gonna. Anyway,
do
you know how hard it is to do one of these podcasts with a fucking broken mouse?
I just got a message from Andrew Portelli saying thanks you. He asked him why isn't Sellers more diverse?
Oh dear.
No, he's taking a piss because I told you I commented saying Andrew Portelli.
Oh, are you live or something?
Am I on Instagram Live? No.
I'm so confused what just happened. I was trying to work out what the fuck's going on with his mouse.
It's because the Sellers, the beef thing happened just last night, so it feels live like it's happening now. But
sure.
I said I commented as comedy in a cellar, like Andrew Portelli, no Italians. So he just messaged me. He's like,
I get you.
Joel, why isn't there more diversity? No,
I get you. Yeah.
He's a true believer.
That's
He's cool.
I
I wish I was known for my good jokes and not my shit room running. But
why? Yeah, that was one of the questions I had. Why do you want to run a room?
Well, we'll have to do that next time.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you got anything you'd like to plug?
Oh, I'm doing a comedy festival show.
Oh,
called
where's that?
I'm doing it at St Kilda Cellars.
Okay.
I'm doing it there. Free venue hire, whatever.
Nice.
Doing it every night at the festival except Mondays. And it's called 110% Jokes. Go to the Comedy Festival website or just go try booking 110% Jokes. Or follow me on Instagram. I put up so many clips. I'm trying to go viral and get out of this.
What's your Instagram?
At Joel Templey. Pretty.
How the fuck
I
did
don't
you get
know.
that?
I don't know how. I put it in and no one had taken it. But yeah, go to my Instagram. I do some TikTok stuff, but it's mostly Instagram.
Yeah.
And 110% Jokes at the Comedy Festival. I run St Kilda Cellars. Oh, did the outro music end? No. I did Friday nights comedy in the cellar. Thursday, every second Thursday, comedy at the Black Sheep. Stand-up comedy at the Black Sheep in Hawthorne, and itty bitty comedy every Tuesday in St Kilda. So got my fingers in a few pies.
Pies are good.
I love pies.
Don't know if I'd put fingers in them. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. This has been episode 25. The guest has been Joel Templey. I'm Andy, and this is the Audacious Dutchman, and that is enough words from me. Thank you. See you. Bye. Peace.